Welcome everyone to the Club USA Rugby Nationals here in Madison, Wisconsin. Today we're going to be in the Madison United Rugby and Wisconsin Sports Complex. Try and say that 3 times fast whenever it's this early in the morning, but we've got you covered. We're going to be bringing you rugby all day. Our first matchup of the day is going to be the Chicago Lions versus the Colorado Grey Wolves here for the women's side. My name is Darian Lovelace. I'm joined here with B-Side Boy. That's right, Mr. Ryan Gray. Ryan, we love Club Rugby. We love Club Sevens. What are you most looking forward to in this matchup?
Yeah, looking forward to this matchup. The Chicago Lions, defending champions, but it's not going to be an easy task for them. All these teams here competing all summer to get to this point, to show what they've been working on. They're ready to go. Chicago Lions, again, winning that Midwest to get that #1 seed. Really excited to see how they come out in this first match. As you said, it's early, we're waking up, but they've worked all summer to get here. And again, with this team out of Colorado, they may be coming in as the number 16 seed, but they are up for the challenge. So really excited to see, how do these teams start off when they have such a big weekend of elite rugby ahead of them?
Yeah, beautiful scenes here. The weather is supposed to be, absolutely pristine. We'll take a look at the pool right now so you can see the Chicago Lions are playing against the Colorado Grey Wolves. The San Diego Surfers, as well as the Oregon Jesters, will also be in the pool. And like you said, San Diego, also an extremely good program. Oregon gave a run for the money a few times, gave a couple of good shots last year in the Club Sevens championship. But Chicago Lions, man, they seem to be nearly unbeatable in their last round whenever they won it this past year. So, Colorado, for your first matchup, that's a tough one to go up against.
Definitely. And if you're watching the pre-show last night with Next Level Rugby, this Chicago squad, they went to Chula Vista with about 60 players on this squad. They have a second side here as well, looking to compete at a high level. And you can see them coming out ready for this kickoff in the black. They are primed and ready to go here, Darian.
30 seconds away from the kickoff.
So your Chicago Lions are going to be on the left-hand side. They're set to kick off. They'll be in the black, and then the Colorado Grey Wolves are set to receive our first game of the day. And we'll see how this pans out here.
We have the top 16 men and women's teams from across the country.
That'll be Julia Murray, who's going to go ahead and take our first kickoff. No, the Grey Wolves can't see us shoot through it before, so we'll see what their tactic is off of the kickoff. The contestable kick instantly gets knocked on, though, and the Chicago Lions are ready for the turnover. Instantly, Richardson moves the ball, a nice looping play, gets it into the hands of the Lions, and already Polino is going to be our first try scorer of the day for Club Rugby Sevens Nationals.
On a mission off the kickoff, going deep, and an early mistake, still waking up those hands, and the Chicago Lions showing why they are the returning defending national champions. Another look here, getting everyone involved early on this opening touch after the knock-on. Way to find the space early and attack, and that's a quick score for the Chicago Lions. Second look here, and just that hesitation there, it freezes the defense, and then a 2-on-1, the simplest play there in rugby, just how you want to set it up, and then she has the speed to finish, to dot it down, and you hear the whistle for the converted try, an early 7-point lead for the Chicago Lions squad.
Ray chooses to go ahead and kick in the same spot. They won't make that mistake twice. Pennick is able to field it, but instantly we've got a turnover, and the Lions now absolutely relentless. They'll go back on the hunt. Ball soars over the top, though, not connecting.
Gate,
So
no!
the middle. Grey Wolves consider going for it, but they leave it alone. A nice little dummy and a slice on through, and Chassel Loop will be the second try of the day.
An amazing little show and go, the quick little step. And again, just freezing this defense is opening up these lanes. And every player for the Chicago Lions, they have the speed, they have the vision, and the field awareness to know, when do I need to make that pass? When am I going to take it myself? Just a great heads-up play there to freeze the defender. You take the second look from this back angle, and just right there, you have to respect the player on the wing. And with that little fake pass, the little dummy opens up an easy lane for another 5 for Chicago.
14-0 after the conversion is good. So about 2.5 minutes gone here in the first half, and the Lions are putting the pressure on the Grey Wolves. Twice now we've seen them knock it on right after the kickoff ball. Nobody nominates there. Looks like it might have bounced off of Wallace. So that's going to be a scrum for the Grey Wolves.
Yeah, and that's 3 times in a row now on all of these kickoffs. The Grey Wolves, they need to find their hands. They need to find a way to just ball in hand, retain these kicks, and with the knock on the Chicago Lions, they'll have a chance here to have go on offense.
Bind. Set. Stay.
The Grey Wolves do well against the Lions. They're able to win their scrum. Keeping it a bit tight there. It's an easy way to defend, but they might have gotten caught on the offside there. It was a pretty fast hit up right from the jump there, Ryan.
Yes.
Yeah, this defense from the Chicago Lions, they are tenacious, and we're seeing attacking on offense and on defense, and here they come again.
The Lions communicating well in the defensive line. The Grey Wolves not having many options. They run it in off of their first receiver. Now they're going to try and work the ball wide. Doing well to corral it in was Polino. It's a bit messy at the breakdown there. And Murray nearly gets caught high, but drops the body height. And the launch forces the knock on there. And it's a quick turnover ball. It's a foot race now. Rounding the corner are the Lions. And they'll finish yet again, this time in the corner though.
And that's Julia Wallace with the finish. And you were talking earlier, that pressure, that launch from Chicago, you can start to see it. And now take another look, just finding the space on the outside, trusting her speed against the defense. And Wallace is going to dot it down in the corner for another 5. And again, that try comes from the pressure. And now these Grey Wolves, they're kind of second guessing themselves, and they kind of lose those hands as they hear the footsteps of the defense pressuring. So now a difficult kick here for the conversion from the side. And that'll be the first miscue to take us to 19-0 with about 2 minutes to go in this first half.
You could see Wallace, she was thinking about trying to go ahead and dot it, in between the sticks, and had to go ahead and take it down because of that chase. But those conversions, they matter significantly, especially in those tiny moments. So a lot of practice for Murray here early on those conversions. About 1.5 minutes left to go here in this first match. Letting the ball bounce just allows Wallace to get in the face. She might have gotten some hands in there, and it's a reward for that effort in the breakdown.
Chicago's in a short field all day today, making these tries so easy. When they only have to go 20 meters, they're looking forward to score, and it's all gas right here, finding space on the outside.
Beautiful pin and pass, and then the support play comes in. Nice interplay, but Baptiste ultimately was the one that finished at that score for the Chicago Lions.
Yeah, Charlotte Dowser from Sacred Heart University setting that up to put Baptiste, the Brown University alum, into space. And just look at that inside line is right there. And again, when you have a short field to go and you're the defending national champions, that is hard to stop for the Grey Wolves.
Score now 24-0, and the Colorado Grey Wolves sevens is really a game about possession. I mean, there are a lot of other factors here, but Ryan, the possession game really dominating and showing here for the Lions.
Yeah, I want to see the Grey Wolves catch this kickoff, own that ball, and start having that go forward. But it starts with catching the kickoff, and they let it bounce again, but into touch it goes.
You have black first? Killed the quick? Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And referee not having that there after the ball
Mark
rolled
is
out
on
of
the
bounds there.
15.
Wallace
Back 10.
kills it quickly, and so they're going to go ahead and play a man down here, and Wallace will have a seat for 2 minutes. Referee calls it back, though, for the mark, and he's having to use the whistle pretty often here in this match. The Grey Wolves constantly getting pinned down in this end, this defense stifling them at the point of contact. Long passes and some footwork there, a bit of indecision, and not rolling away from the Lions. Trying to use the fend and work the defense. They're a bit flat on the outside. They gain a few meters at center pitch. Spencer's had many touches. They've got an overload, though, on the left-hand side. They get it wide. And now they break through. This could be the finish that they need. The work rate, though, that comes in from Stowe stops Norcutt. And Norcutt continuously working hard here. Might have gotten a bit isolated. But luckily, a Lions player was a bit slow. Excuse me, a Grey Wolf. So now it's called for a not releasing.
Yeah, in this Lions team, a couple of miscues here in the last 30 seconds of play, but great patience there on defense. Bend, don't break, allowing the Grey Wolves to run, wait for that defensive
5
support,
seconds, Black.
and able to not allow that try. Great work here while playing a player down.
Yeah, and we're entering into some extra time here because of the card, so this should be the final play of the first half. The Lions get pushed back, though, and the Grey Wolves are able to come away with that one. They've got the time to work it wide, a bit slow on in the pin and pass. Murray is there. Making it extremely hard was Casey, and Casey got held up there at the line by the Lions. We'll go ahead and bring us to halftime, 26-0. The Chicago Lions are putting on quite the statement against the Grey Wolves here in our first match of the Club Sevens Championship.
Most girls are smart and strong and beautiful. Most girls work hard, go far, we are unstoppable. Most girls are fight to make every day. No two are the same. I wanna be like, I wanna be like.
So actually, before I started playing rugby, I was just a cheerleader for my high school, and I was very shy, nervous, and being around teammates. Rugby is a very accepting sport. I wasn't embarrassed about my body or anything. People really welcome you and actually take your strengths and weaknesses and work with you to make you a better person and player.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second half of the Chicago Lions versus the Colorado Gray Wolves matchup. 26-0. The defending champions are already setting the stage here early on for what they are capable of. Absolute relentless pursuit in that first half. The Lions, for the first time, are set to receive the kickoff. Individual effort, though, comes in from Baptiste. Does she have the gas to finish is the real question. Blatnick comes across, nearly gets her down, but it's right at the line, and Baptiste finishes that one, and that was quite the individual effort.
You give her space, she'll run. And what a way to dot it down there at the end with a statement. The Grey Wolves, they showed some life before halftime, but right away, Baptiste taking that momentum away and finding space, a good fend, and that breakaway speed, and that last arm stretch out over the line. And again, dotting it down with authority. The conversion is good, and Chicago Lions right back to work where they started that first half on a roll here.
It was to be expected that the Chicago Lions were going to come out with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, but they play so seamless together. That connectivity, you talked about how they just went to Chula Vista and got the opportunity to play together. This is the side that they decided to go ahead and take with them here to Madison, Wisconsin, and it's really showing with the selection process. That one barely makes it 10. It's a knock-on off of the Lions, and so it'll be a scrum to the Grey Wolves.
I'd like to see the Grey Wolves build back on what they were building before halftime. You know, we saw some life, we saw some confidence here. They need that ball in hand. They need to positive go forward and build on it. It's a long weekend. Top two teams in the pool move on.
Coach!
And here as they are building. They've still got 2 more matches today, and here's a good opportunity for them to make a statement.
Set!
You talked about that extra bit of life. We saw the Grey Wolves dominate the Lions. They do well at scrum time, and now they're choosing to try and work the ball away. They cut back in, slice through the defense, and this looks promising. The finish, the gas just isn't there. Germendi comes across and makes that hit on Trahan, who had the best line break for the Grey Wolves thus far.
Beautiful line.
It looks like they caught a little bit high. The discipline now dropping a bit for the Lions, and they're finding themselves in some trouble here with a bit of revival coming in from the Grey Wolves. Getting caught high in these one-off tackles. It's Casey further and further down, but unfortunately gets just a bit disconnected there, and the Lions stop that one.
That's twice now the Grey Wolves have been looking to score, knocking on the door, and a untimely miscue turns into a turnover, and you can see all that work and not walking away with points. That can be frustrating here, but Chicago's
15,
backed up
12,
against their own
and 8,
try line.
off.
Like to see this Grey Wolves find some connectivity in their defense, and you can see some big changes and substitutions for the Grey Wolves.
It looks like the Grey Wolves
Coach!
subbed out their whole front row on that round.
Bind.
And it's going to be a long weekend for all teams. 2 days of rugby. So substitutes already rolling in early. It's a bit disconnected there in the middle. A nice cut back on the inside, and then the offload. Beautiful rugby that comes in. Ultimately, Germendi ends up with the ball.
Play on.
But the ball bobbles there at the deck. And it looks like they'll get called for a diving over. And the Grey Wolves choose to go quick. The Lions
are going to want to clean
also
up
getting
these
back set.
mistakes.
And another mistake, Ryan.
Yeah, Coach
What?
David Fee, he's going to
Yeah,
want to
well.
clean that up as these matches progress and moving into later in the day and into tomorrow. Definitely can clean these pieces of their game up, and especially when score lines are moving, you got to keep working on your game.
Second time they've gotten caught high. So the Lions are going to have to find a way to drop the body height. The attack just kind of running to the side for the Grey Wolves. And the line seeming to flatten up there. It forces the error.
Advantage.
And it's a scrum advantage. The Lions want to play, though, and try and do some damage here. They gain the advantage, and she's got some speed to beat. It's a bit of a messy ball, though. Ultimately, the Grey Wolves come up with that one. And 2 minutes left to go here in this second half. You can see the fatigue really starting to set in for both sides, Ryan.
Definitely. And, you know, this is the longest open play we've had. And at the end of this match, you can see some teams already, some legs getting tired. You know, they put on those subs. Like you said, everyone on every roster is going to be used this weekend with the potential of 6 matches at an elite level and some dominant tackling here from the Chicago Lions side. They're going to give it to you for the entire 14 minutes.
Yeah, the Lions are really making the Grey Wolves work for every meter. And now bodies are a bit slow to get up. Referee accidentally gets in the way of that passage of play. And there's a half gap that opens up for Bear, but Murray might have just stopped that one. She does on a not releasing. The final minute, so we'll see what the Lions decide to do here with that long arm advantage.
Yeah, interesting in defense there, having the defender back out of the defensive line, but she was patient, and the Grey Wolves player runs away from her support, which really created that poach opportunity, and then ended up being a not releasing penalty call. So wondering if she baited her into that to create that space, but against another runner, that may be detrimental with a cut inside or outside, giving up too much space here. But a heads-up play nonetheless from Chicago at the waning moments here.
Yes. 5 seconds black.
Referee says 5 seconds left on the line out. They finally go ahead and play it. And it's patient rugby here. Not a lot of line speed. Frees them up, and it looked like Paulino could have been free on that one, but the ball soars over the head. And the Lions trying to reload that flat attack. And now they go ahead and turn on the burners here. Wallace gives it to a speedster on the side. Dowser might be the one to put the nail in the coffin. It looks like a few Grey Wolves are going to give chase, but that's the finish that you want for the Lions.
Using every player on the attack, and that's the first time we've seen in a long time where they've had a plan on offense. We've seen them score in transition almost every single time in this match. You can see the fatigue setting in, a full 14 minutes, but again, getting everyone involved, putting everyone in defense where you want those pieces to be, and it opens up your mismatch on the side. Great finish there for this first matchup, and Dowser, she's going to dot it down to end this match. But again, great stuff there from Chicago. Like to see them clean up a few mistakes as they move forward in pool play.
Lots of practice there for Murray off of the conversion. This one is not successful, so 38-0. The defending champions go ahead and demonstrate exactly what they're here to do, and that is to win over the Grey Wolves. Next up, we'll move on to our Chicago North Shore versus Orlando. Stay with us.
It's great. We all love each other. We all like hanging out at these tournaments.
Just meeting somebody.
A message from the rugby universe. America, get in the game! It's time for the sleeping giant of rugby got off the sideline and into the action. But like all big jobs, you'll need the right tools. Go to worldrugbyshop.com for boots, jerseys, shorts, and scrum caps. Everything you'll need to rock and roll. Get the right kit for playing and training, plus the finest selection of official supporters gear from around the globe. WorldRugbyShop.com, America's home for rugby.
Tell me about your experience with RCT so far.
Well, I think my experience can be best described as really fun and community bonding because I meet so many new people playing the sport I love. I wrestle and I play football, and there's nothing like rugby. You know?
Yeah, everybody that I've ever met that tries rugby just comes to one practice has ended up liking it. And I asked her like what it was, and she said like full contact, like same rules, guys and girls, and I didn't believe her. And then she was like, "Oh, come out to our practices," and I did, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I want to play." And then I started playing. It was really fun.
I don't know, it's just a game that I love. It's pretty fun though. I don't know, I just love everything about it.
The laid-back atmosphere of it. We all be friends on the field and off the field.
Just the bond and the vibe from everybody is nice and builds like a lot of character.
You should play it. Play rugby. That's it.
Like how we even like beat out of each other in the game, but then we like come together after and we're just like shake hands. And
What do you think that is? Why is that?
I personally think it's like, it's just, we're all one community, like it's one family. You all play rugby, it's just one family. It's a sport.
Yeah, because if you have to have respect for the person going after you because you work hard and they have to work just as hard after you.
So you say that
Darian, you took the words out of my mouth. I was going to mention that. Starting off hot is Chicago North Shore. Emma Farnan taking the edge on the outside. Everyone's talking about the Chicago Lions. We just watched a great performance from them, the defending national champion. But Chicago North Shore, they know the Lions well. They finished runner-up to them last year in nationals. They finished runner-up to them in the Midwest final just a couple of weeks ago. And so this North Shore team, they've got a chip on their shoulder. They're here to play, and they waste no time scoring immediately coming out of the commercial break.
Nice little slice through the gap, and Ramirez Castillo nearly gets it through. But a not releasing penalty. Orlando's over that one quick. First bit of possession here for Orlando, and they're keeping the ball alive at the offload. Just not able to connect on that last bit of hands. A nice little scoop off of the base, and the North Shore side quickly responds to Orlando off that turnover.
And a quick conversation here from the AR and the center ref to confirm. And that is a try, the second one of the day here for Farnham early. But look at the pressure defense. That try is set up by Nicole Fish. Just pressure, and creating an easy little pop. Finds the corner, dots it down. And again, Chicago North Shore. You know, Darian, does it sting a little more that that team right ahead of you that you're finishing runner-up is your next-door neighbor? You know, there seems like a little bit of a chip on the shoulder. This Shore team is firing on all cylinders here 3 minutes in.
If they were actually like neighbors, you know, like if it was door to door, there would be a lot of egging of houses, I think, probably a few TPs, you know. I know that kids don't really do that anymore, but I know that if you were young and a little bit mischievous, that was it. And that's really the vibe, I think, for Chicago. I mean, the fact that they got 2 sides in on that national championship last year means that Chicago really is dominating, I think, whenever it comes to sevens, and the knowledge these players has is really unmatched here. Orlando get a little bit of a line break there. They lose it, though, to North Shore. A nice flat pass, and this is opening up the space. Fish gives a few fence, finally moves it to Wen, and Wen will finish the job off of that turnover.
Win, dotting it down for another 5, showing why she's the captain of this squad, leading with that presence, but really setting up with these hard lines. And you can see Orlando is just out of position. A huge fend there, pulling these defenders out of position, opening up that lane on the outside, and she sees all the space she needs to take it and dotting it down for 5 more. Just great team effort there, and a good mix of power and patience from the Chicago North Shore. The kick is no good. So the score is 17-0, Darian.
What team's coming over for coin toss right before?
North Shore gets set for the restart there and unfortunately knocks on there right at the 22. And Orlando right now just giving the ball back to North Shore.
It's the last thing they want to do here, Darian, with short time, now a short field. I look for this North Shore team to just keep it going, keep this momentum. Things are clicking. I don't expect any changes here. I'm looking for a big push and getting it out wide.
Scrum scoots through Orlando there. It's called not through the tunnel, and you can see just giggles all around there after a bit of a chaos that happened at scrum time. Heavy competition. It gets stuck a bit at Chicago North Shore's feet, but they take it out well. Coming across, trying to make them commit, finally gives it on the inside to Messina. And one comes in on a sharp line and cuts through the defense. They've got runners to the right-hand side. They move it. One more left to beat, and Fish drops the fen, wants to get it closer to the center, doesn't do it though, and the points just seem to be piling up for North Shore.
And Darian, I love coming out of that scrum. You take a step right side, it gets everyone to move, and you notice they're stringing this defense left, right, left, right. Great movement by all 7 players to find that gap. And again, great patience there from everybody from North Shore. And there was a good switch on the left side, a good inside lane. This Orlando team did a great job defensively to match all of these, different attacking looks from Chicago, but it was just too much to handle on that short of a field. And then off the post, Darian, and it looks like that'll take us to halftime.
Now they're not going to go ahead and slot that one in still. Chicago North Shore leading over Orlando.
2 tries to 1.
Looks like we'll be set for one more kick.
Right now playing in that field are the Berkeley All Blues versus the HEB Hurricanes.
Arnon building the suspense for everybody here. She goes ahead and gives a kick. It bounces once, bounces twice. And the North Shore is all over top of it there. It's picked up by Rents Ribeiro. Barnon wants to go flat. It bounces off of one shoulder. And this quick ball, hard for Orlando to keep up with. Fish runs a straightening line again. Is she going to do it twice? She does. And that's 2 tries now for Fish.
great hard line, great fend, and another great try from the Chicago North Shore team. And Fish dominating powerful runs here. And you can see getting a little chippy down there. Some words exchanged in the try zone.
Water drinker.
You know, we're competing for a national title here. Everyone putting it on the line. You love to see the effort, the energy. And, you know, with short time, maybe a little lax there on that kick return, but Chicago North Shore taking no time off, continuing. All gas, no brakes. This one will take us into halftime, Darian.
29-0, Chicago North Shore over top of the Orlando Rugby side.
Tell me about your experience with RCT so far.
Well, I think my experience can be best described as really fun and community bonding because I meet so many new people playing the sport I love.
I wrestle and I play football, and there's nothing like rugby. You know?
Yeah, everybody that I've ever met that tries rugby just comes to one practice has ended up liking it. And I asked her like what it was.
Most girls are smart and strong and beautiful. Most girls work hard, go far, we are unstoppable. Most girls are fight to make every day. Not too hard to say. I wanna be like.
So actually, before I started playing rugby, I was just a cheerleader for my high school, and I was very shy, nervous, and being around teammates. Rugby is a very accepting sport. I wasn't embarrassed about my body or anything. People really welcome you and actually like take your strengths and weaknesses and work with you to like make you a better person and player.
You hit each other and then you're friends.
Yeah. I really like the camaraderie of it, and like the game is just so physical and it's fun.
Definitely try it.
Welcome back, everyone. We've got a switch on the sides of the pitch. Orlando now is going to go ahead and be set to receive here. And Ryan, you want to know what I peeped from North Shore? It's a change in the kit, right? Chicago North Shore typically always had that green. I think there was some purple and some yellow in there. It looks like they're going for a little bit of a sleek look, and I like it. They take deep, the ball rolls out, and so Orlando chooses.
The line out here for Orlando. And again,
Orlando now will
kits
get. Yeah, right. The new kits, I like them. I like the sleekness. Plus, I mean, this is just me being biased a little bit. I can see the numbers a lot better from this angle. Very obvious. And another thing that's obvious is how good this attack is for North Shore. They get it wide. An ankle tap tackle, though. Finally pins them down. They're trying to work this weak side channel here a little bit, and Orlando's holding strong. Orlando now responding well to the flat attack that Chicago North Shore has thrown. And Fish with the hat trick. That's 3 for Nicole Fish.
Wow, and not only 3 tries, but she has a number of fends. That stiff arm is lethal. And right at the try line, Orlando doing a great job on defense. With too much firepower. And look at the finish with the fend.
Sorry if you got a full headshot as I ran by you on that one.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Good.
Right, it looked like that one might have gotten caught a little bit too flat, so no 3 for Fish. Sorry, Fish. Unfortunate there. But the second attacker, I think, for not just Chicago North Shore, but we watched the Lions as well. That second attacker is really doing a good job on the pin and pass there. Just seems like Fish might have gotten a little bit too antsy off of maybe getting her third and got caught a bit in front. Orlando get the scrum, and North Shore pin them deeper down in this end.
Last foot. Last foot.
And Orlando nearly gets stood up.
Yes. Taken in.
Got a lot of rugby to play out of this end now. A little bit of speed around the corner isn't going to do it for Stewart. And it'll be a blue scrum right at the 5.
Huge scoring opportunity for Chicago. And even though that try did not count for Fish's third, I would not be surprised to see her get in again in this second half with the way she's running and just that pressure, that ball back on defense.
A little bit of a fight on the bind there. Chicago North Shore, they do well. Does she have the speed to beat? Finally, we see it start to open up for Stewart. Stewart has had a ball game on the defensive side and finally gets rewarded for 5 of her own. And the plane's a bit wobbly there, but the speed kills.
Oh, and you love to see that, using the whole field. Again, creating that short field. Pressure defense is how that was scored. And you just extend the width of the field. You've got the speed on the outside. She's been looking for that all day. And if you give her the space, she'll run and tries to make a little move to get it closer to the center. And then the dance move to finish. Love to see it. Extending that lead here in the second half of Chicago North Shore.
34-0 now in Chicago North Shore, already dominating in their pool. And points will most definitely matter as we enter into day 2 as far as who's going to make it through to the quarterfinals, semifinals, and then who's going to be the one to hold that trophy. Again, we see Orlando not nominate who's going to get that kickoff. Ball rolls a few times. North Shore, they come up in the face, but they get caught a bit high. And so they'll get called for that penalty. Orlando now on a drift. Pretty easy to defend for North Shore, Ryan.
Yeah, the defense just suffocating that space away from Orlando. But now working at the other side, a good fend, but loses it in contact, Darian. And another short field for this North Shore squad.
Yeah, a little bit of tit for tat there. We saw Orlando knock it on, and then right back after that, Chicago North Shore do the same. It'll be an advantage that goes back in favor, though, for North Shore. And the discipline, honestly, for both sides has been pretty stellar. We haven't had too many penalties, but we're starting to see Chicago North Shore in the second half begin to creep up on the body height. I mean, what do you attribute that to? You think it's the fatigue?
Maybe focus as well. When the score starts drifting, maybe losing that mindset of I've got to do every little thing right. And now attacking on offense here. You know, it's easy to keep your focus on offense, ball in hand, but defensively, sometimes we drift as things get away from us. So hopefully they can tighten that up as they get closer. And now another forward pass. Maybe it's focus, maybe fatigue, but still a lot of rugby to be played today.
Now the focus starting to waver a little bit for Chicago North Shore, and the decision to cut in for Stewart really flattened up that pass there. That she gets called for the forward bit, but it looked like the space was a little bit to the wide channel, and so we're just seeing the decision making starting to lack a bit for Chicago North Shore. 34-0 here. Orlando still haven't been able to get over the line, and to be honest, they haven't really even been able to get over the 50. Instantly tucking the ball was Skrapchansky. Skrapchansky, though, is able to pin one of the North Shore players down, and so they get called for a not rolling away. Ball goes through the hands, goes backwards off of McNeil. We see North Shore lose the body position. Last-ditch effort for Orlando. And now things are starting to open up. Also a bit slow to come out of the ruck, and North Shore is able to reset. trying to go over the heads of both players. Doesn't do it. Panino gets sniped down there at the 22. Offloads from the deck, and an advantage has come for the North Shore side. Can they get a final try in this close to the try zone?
And with pool play, every point matters. So going in for one more, Darian, is going to be Sarah Berry.
And that'll go ahead and probably bring us to full time here. Orlando bodies down as Chicago North Shore seem to just rally behind, and hugs all around, as that's quite the statement win, 39-0 with a kick to come, and blowing kisses to the fans off of quite the stellar performance.
Yeah, both these Chicago squads. We saw the Lions in the first match in a blowout. Now North Shore. Could we see a rematch in the finals between North Shore and the Chicago Lions? A lot of rugby yet to be seen, though, Darian, but exciting stuff so far.
Chicago North Shore take this one. Coming up next, we've got the Chicago Lions bonus track versus the Scion Sirens. Looks like Scion is already set to get ready. And Scion, quite the esteemed program coming into it. They got third last year.
People are asking the question, what happened?
We'll be right back with that match.
Most girls are smart and strong and beautiful. Most girls work hard, go far, we are unstoppable. Most girls are fight to make every day. No two are the same. I wanna be like.
So actually, before I started playing rugby, I was just a cheerleader for my high school, and I was very shy, nervous, and being around teammates. Rugby is a very accepting sport. I wasn't embarrassed about my body or anything. People really welcome you and actually take your strengths and weaknesses and work with you.
Welcome back, everyone, as we enter into the third pool match of the Club Sevens Nationals. Scion Sirens set to take on the bonus track side of the Chicago Lions. The Chicago Lions are able to get that kickoff. And the Sirens playing a bit of some soft defense here, forcing the Lions to go to the sideline. They do well, though, on that outside there. This is a good bit of space as Koulibaly gets at the 50. Chicago Lions bonus track. They decide to go ahead and take it right into the guts of the Sirens. The Sirens are scrambling back.
Scrum option chosen.
And that's a good decision for them at the center of the pitch.
Now seeing a set piece here to see what the Chicago Lions bonus track team does out of this. And again, mentioned earlier, this is the second side here for Chicago. But in the preview, it's not just these players were here. They are here to win a championship.
Set!
They finished third in the Midwest with a 45-0 finish. A great squad with some great players. They're playing at that same level as that first Chicago Lions side that we saw. But a miscue here, and now a scrum to Scion.
No, he's not there. We grabbed it.
Yeah, already we're seeing the bonus track side of the Chicago Lions really give a run for the money for the Sirens. The first two games we saw them score extremely quick, and here already a minute 40 is gone, and still no score.
Stay the tunnel, no.
Sirens choose to go around the right-hand side. Unfortunately, it looks like they might have gotten bobbled up there a little bit by the turf monster, and they hit the deck quick. Lutton gives a nice loop around pass as Barbosa continues the run. The Lions are coming across, but the dive there in the corner, and Barbosa breaks the mold and is the first try scorer of this match.
Scion using the entire width of the field to their advantage. You can see there is a switch. Chicago Lions able to match it, but the speed to just break away here. I mean, just an arm's reach away, and you can see her extending away. The chase was on, but just enough to dive over, and that breaks the 0-0 deadlock here early in this match.
It's that same spot again there. And the Chicago Lions patiently wait for it. They now get set. There's a bit of a half gap that opens. The Sirens do well to close that one. And again, they get it into the dangerous hands of Koulibaly. Koulibaly forces a not rolling away penalty.
On 5.
And referee goes ahead and calls that one back.
They wanted to go for that steal, but just too messy there. Brings it back. Now the Lions get another opportunity here on offense.
And starting to come in disarray for the Lions. A few mishandling errors there for them, and the attack just looking extremely flat.
Yeah, hard to find that momentum with some bobbled passes, with some passes not in the space. You know, you want to put it on so that runner can keep going at full speed. We know this team has speed, but when you're trying to recover from that pass, it'll slow you down.
Binds! Set!
Tong goes around to this right-hand side, so elusive, is able to get the ball off to Greenleaf. Greenleaf might have not released that ball on the ground. She doesn't and gets called for a not releasing penalty. Chicago Lions win that one.
Great stuff there from Dowser to just really see that opportunity, get the hands on the ball, and hold tight right as that, opposing ruck is on top of you, gets hit to the ground, still holding on to that ball.
Coach!
Big penalty in here for Chicago.
Binds! Set!
The Lions trying to do a loop play there. But Layden knocks that one on.
Finishes gains.
Sirens gain the advantage here, so now they've got nothing to lose. Greenleaf slices through one, dishes a fend of her own. From there, Tong, there's a long pass. Prego doesn't choose the runner, chooses to try and go on the outside, slices through herself. Still relentless to get that extra meter. The Sirens now flattening up. A nice switch line there in the middle. Gets it to Captain Lutton. And Captain Lutton dots it in between the sticks.
And Camille Tong, what an amazing job to use that space. We see a wide open gap there for Sion, but she's able to manipulate the defense, and it opens up that gap there for Latan. Taking another look here, just some great teamwork here between these two players. So again, watch here as she goes for that space, but drifting over the defense, and two are in one lane, and it opens up a wide channel there for Latan. Great bit of effort there between the two. You can tell they work very well together. Great stuff there in between the sticks.
Tong and Lutton are both seasoned veterans on this Sirens team. They bring a lot of experience, and they've played a lot of rugby together. Koulibaly, the ball goes behind the head, so she elects to kick. And that ball doesn't find touch here. Tong gets over the 22. From there, they move the ball quickly away. Crago, a bit of indecision there. And the Chicago Lions swarm over the top. Greenleaf also gets taken quickly to ground. And now they'll see if the ball can do the work. Ball skims in front of the face of Barbosa. But the reload saves them from some trouble. Crago tries to do that extra work. And the penalty goes in favor of the Lions.
Scrum.
And inside of this, the defensive half of the 50, short time here, Darian. It's one of those things. They haven't scored yet. They haven't really found continuity on offense. I would think they're going to put an effort here, but this Zion team finishing third last year, they're dangerous. Do you take it to halftime or do you go for the score?
Coach!
I think in some it's one of those things where you got to give every game everything you got. So Chicago Lions are going to go ahead and try and play this one. They've been a little bit rocky at the scrum, but they're able to get it away. Koulibaly puts back in. And luckily the Lions are working their way to come around. They throw one last-ditch effort, and they maintain their width well. It's a 1v1. And it seems like she might have just gotten close to that touchline here. It'll bring us straight to half, so 12-0, the Sirens leading over Chicago Lions bonus track. But the bonus track is always the one that you need to listen to. We'll come back with some more in the second half.
Are smart and strong and beautiful. Most girls work hard, go far, we are unstoppable. Most girls are fight to make every day.
Amazing, fantastic.
I wanna be like.
Feels better.
So actually, before I started playing rugby, I was just a cheerleader for my high school, and I was very shy, nervous, and being around teammates. Rugby is a very accepting sport. I wasn't embarrassed about my body or anything. People really welcome you and actually like take your strengths and weaknesses and work with you to like make you a better person and player.
You hit each other and then you're friends. I really like the camaraderie of it, and like the game is just so physical and it's fun.
Definitely try it. Like maybe you don't think you're the strongest, but once you go out and like you hit someone, that adrenaline is so amazing.
Welcome back to the second half of this matchup where the Sirens are taking on the Chicago Lions bonus track here. And it's a close ball game that the Chicago Lions haven't been able to score here in this match.
Green captain. Black captain. Black captain. Captain. Yeah. Captain. Yes. All right. Good.
You know, I've got to say, Ryan, I am pretty grateful that right now the Chicago Lions are reaching into something a little bit vintage, in my opinion, which is calling it the bonus track. You were born in like the early 90s, you know, and above. I think that you know exactly what we're talking about. Barbosa, also what we're talking about. One gets through another, gets over the 22, gets over the 5. And she was the first try scorer of this match, and she'll do it again in the second half. Looks like that might have been a replay, so we're going to go ahead and, again, reverse the track, bring it back in, and get set to go underway.
As we're resetting here, Darian, you know, the bonus track, that's something I haven't seen from a side using that in their name. Like you said, love to see it, mix it up here. But want to see them getting something going here on offense in this second half. We know they've got talent, but again, the Scion team finishing third last year, they've got something to prove, especially against the Chicago side.
I think that might have been a score because instantly the Sirens restarted after a minute was gone. So I think we might want to go ahead and get a check on the score, but we'll bring it to you here in a second. Ball goes out of bounds there. It's a not straight throw in by the Chicago Lions, so Sirens will get reset for the scrum.
Difficult miscue here, especially as the Sirens are heating up here. The last thing you want to do is give them the ball on a set piece in a short field. They're going to look to extend this lead.
Set.
Colin goes around to the right-hand side, but the Chicago Lions, they don't fall for that one. They move the ball quickly away. Ball bounces once. It just seems like they're shoveling the passes. Prego there, though, is able to go ahead and clean this one up. A nice inside ball to Leigh Amanoni. And the replacement comes in and instantly scores.
Fresh legs and showing that there's some energy and some pop there. And even though the ball bouncing around on the ground, they're able to recover and to use their footwork to get the defense out of sorts. So again, hits the ground, you keep playing on, and watch how she drags this defender in. So now you have two outside, opens up a beautiful gap there for Amani, and she scores to extend this lead. Now Chicago lets it bounce into touch here. They need to get something going.
Yeah, the Lions now just watching the minutes slip away here. We've got about 3 minutes gone here in this second half. Their first line out deemed not straight, and it seems like Zion is definitely going to go ahead and throw someone up in the air.
And the flag
sails over the top.
Not straight.
You notice how there is no wind. It is a beautiful day here in Madison, Wisconsin. Beautiful complex, beautiful weather. The wind isn't a factor here, so something they're going to want to clean up. But, yeah, just can't say enough about this facility and the weather that we have here to put on the rugby on display.
Bind!
It's a great day for those who are watching, but not whenever you're huffing and puffing down the field. This is some tiring stuff. Ball shoots out through the channel there, so we'll go ahead and have a scrum reset, and the Sirens will stick with this one on possession.
Coach! Bind!
I'm having trouble getting close enough to stay. Start pushing back.
Step.
Stay close, please.
Coach! Bind! Sit!
This one's better from the Sirens there. Tong doesn't go to the right-hand side, chooses to go into the left, uses the fend, takes a few with her, continuing to hump the legs there. And the Sirens quickly get it to Amanoni on the outside, and two now in less than 2 minutes for play.
Amanoni with her second try of the match. She needs to thank Tong for that, because when you run that hard and it takes 2, 3, 4 defenders to pinch in, that's why she has all that space on the outside. Great job there by the Sirens to move that ball quickly where they know they have the space, dots it down for an easy one there on the outside. But again, comes from that powerful running. You have to plug up the middle. And you notice, look at the Chicago defenders. They know they're beat on the outside. They got to move quick. The ball moves faster than your legs. And another one. And good teammate here paying it back. She puts it in the center for an easier kick. They get it to her on the easy try. Good stuff there from the Sirens. All 7 players there getting involved.
2 minutes gone, and it just seems like a deja vu here on these first matches of the day. The game seems extremely one-sided as the Lions get their first bit of possession. Choosing to use the wide ball, they give a looping play, but not looking to connect with Aguilar. And from there, a nice little scoop up from Buxton. Gets another 5 on the board for the Sirens.
And it looked like a good little mindset there from the Chicago Lions. A nice idea with the switch. But that ball is just gift wrapped right to Buxton. Just pops right in front of her, cuts inside, and all the space to work with. She'll run, and she'll score another 5 for her squad. They are cooking right now.
Sirens still wanting to go ahead and tick up the leadership board. This time they kick right at the 10, and Aguilar is under that ball. They choose to go around the weak-hand side. This could be it for the Chicago Lions. The moment of hope comes through Faith Layden. Faith Layden might be the last one who gets a say in it, and the bonus track finishes for the Chicago Lions side.
Faith Layden put the team on her back and takes it the distance over the try line. That's what you want to see from the Chicago Lions bonus track team. You know, early in this match, Darian, they were holding on strong against the Sirens, but it just felt like things got away from them. They lost some discipline. They lost some lineouts, and just they can clean up going forward. And again, every point matters. The top 2 teams from each pool move ahead to that championship bracket. So that's a huge try here, even though the scoreline might be getting away from them. They needed this one.
We'll have one final play here. Kick goes right at the 10. And the Sirens work hard to get around the outside. This speed to burn might just do it here. And it does. Sailing away with this one is Anouk Vijverberg. And that is it for our ball game, it seems like, after quite the effort that came in from the outside.
It's over.
Yeah, and I think that was the first touch that Vijverberg had in this match coming out.
Coming up next, we'll have Life West versus Dallas Harlequins. Stay with us as we finish up the women's first bit of pool play.
Sorry, Zachary.
Well, such is Sevens rugby. It comes fast and furious, and here we go with our next match of the day. Ben Holden with you alongside Ryan Gray. Ryan, great to be with you again. You started the day. What's kind of been the theme so far throughout the first matches here in Wisconsin?
You know, we've seen some great matches early, and the teams that have been favored, teams that have had success last year, they are continuing to roll. We've had 3 matches get away from each other. Let's see if this one's closer, but a lot of talent and a lot of rugby left to be played here today.
Just about set to go here in Wisconsin for this Pool D matchup, Dallas and Life West.
Referee Rachel, blowing the whistle, and then here's our kickoff.
And that kick not going 10, so immediately a turnover to begin the match here.
And not
Ryan,
the start
can you help?
Life wanted.
Go ahead, Ryan.
They finished 7th place last year, but now the Dallas Harlequins starting at the 50, exactly what this runner-up out of the Red River qualifier wants to do early in this match.
And here they go, off and running, trying to get free, looking for some support there. Down on the floor it goes. Life West able to gather it back in here. Work from inside of their own 22 now. Looking for a gap to get through, and a carry there turned in from Bomar. She goes down to the floor. They'll work that far edge now. Good pursuit of the ball. They stay in touch. A little bit of a fend there, nowhere to go. The help comes there on the tackle for Dallas. Job to find that support. That was into the hands of Dondra Bomar of Life West. Has been a change. Dan Franklin originally scheduled to work in the middle. Here comes Dallas now trying to break away, and they're taken down about 16 meters from the try line. Good footwork there. Good job to find that support, and right up the middle, they're going to go and get home and put one down. And Dallas strikes for the first points in this Pool D match.
Both of these teams early, Ben, are doing a great job using all 7 players, but it looks like after that wide play of open play. Life West just broke down, and the Dallas Harlequins, they were able to be patient, and that gap opens up for a clear breakthrough up the middle for the first 5, and the conversion is good to extend it to 7. Great stuff here from Dallas. The second look, just a nice offload to stay on the feet, and you can see bodies on the ground, bodies out of position, just waiting for your opportunity, trusting those teammates to set you up, and once she gets ball in hand, she has the speed to finish.
That was Kaylee Goodwin, their captain, taking in that opening try here for Dallas. So let's see what the response is from Life West. Ryan, in terms of the matches, you touched on it a little bit early. Have they been, for the most part, close, or have we seen some odd scores in those first 3 matches?
You know, we saw the defending champion Chicago Lions. They won by a large scoreline. The next match, Chicago North Shore, they were runners-up last year. They also looked very motivated with a large scoreline as well. Last match, Zion, they won big as well. But now it looks like Life West, they look like they want to get on the board here. And this match looks to be the closest of the day so far on field 1. Great effort from both sides early here.
Yeah, that was Angie Ulukunmi with the big carry there. Speaking of motivated, but Dallas will get possession as we look back here, Ryan.
Yeah, finding that space. They're using the entire width, and great track down tackle there to not let a score happen. Loving to see the effort out of both of these squads.
So we are in the 4th minute, 3.5 gone in this contest. 7-0 Dallas. Dallas going to get possession here, and quickly they go as such as Sevens Rugby. Off and running. Good carry here. They've got help there. They play it outside. Dallas on the move with some good pace. Smart play there, but that ball clearly went forward a couple of meters. It'll be Life West getting possession here.
You know, sometimes you're moving so fast, you get spun around, and she knew her teammate was coming in quick. Just kind of lost track of where the body was. Throws that ball forward. But again, just trying to make something happen with your feet and loses track of that, throws it forward. An easy call there for the referee. Now we'll see how Life West can respond out of this set piece here. But fatigue setting in early. It's been a nonstop sprint since the first whistle.
Yeah, good pace, no doubt about it. In this Pool D, you've got Life West, of course, and Dallas here in this match. Philadelphia and the Washington Athletic Club round out the pool here in Pool D. That call going the way of Life West, of course. They pulled it down to Dallas there in that scrum. Now Life West looking to counter and get this match level.
I put both headsets on you, and that way I can just swap headsets. So you don't have to move radios.
Deepest penetration they've had down the pitch here so far. The pass, though, off the mark. Under a bit of pressure and a good job defensively to force them back a couple of more meters. And there to play that ball free was Isabella Vasquez. All going the way of Dallas, not releasing in time on Life West.
And Dallas, they come in as the number 13 seed. Again, runners-up in the Red Rivers. And then they also finished in 15th place last year at this tournament. They look like a team that is ready to really flip the script, but we do see an injury from this Dallas Harlequin side, and we see a player from Life West down as well. You can see the physical toll already 5 minutes in, really weighing in on both of these sides. There's still a lot of rugby left to be played, but they are putting it all out there, this Dallas Harlequins team. They feel like they've got something to prove, and it is showing here early. I love the tenacity on both offense and defense for this Dallas side.
Yeah, and to your point, Ryan, you never know in these tournaments, right? You could get a lower seed, and we've seen it over the years. They could come in and just get on a run, and if you're not ready, anything can happen, especially with these short matches in sevens, just 14 minutes, so great point by you there.
Yeah, that's what I love about this tournament. You finish in the top 2 in your pool, you're moving on. Every point matters. So those first 3 matches we were talking about, the scoreline got away from some of the teams. There was a couple of blowouts, but we saw both teams fighting to the end because those points will be so crucial for tiebreakers and who advances in and what seed you have when you're in that final 8.
Here we go. Dallas on the restart here in the 6th minute, leading 7-0 on the try by Goodwin early on. Couple of minutes into the match. Dallas. Life West not rolling away. The tap and go on the restart. Here comes Dallas. Good carry here. Still moving down that pitch. Looking for the help. Back they go. Life West, though, good job defensively. They had 2-on-1 there, and they win the battle there, forcing the ball carrier back a little bit. Dallas working the middle of the park now here. 6 minutes and change into this half, nearing the final seconds of half number one.
Great launch there by Life West. You notice how many meters that Dallas lost due to the pressure from this Life West team. Feels like they needed a couple of minutes to get settled in, but you can really see the confidence coming from this squad in the white kit, really causing some problems here for Dallas as we're getting close to halftime. Hard to do anything when the defender is right in your face as you're catching that ball.
Yeah, that gain line is so important. No matter if it's 7s or 15s rugby, you win that battle, you're going to give yourself a shot more times than not to come out on top. Here's Life West now. Likely the final passage here in this first half of play.
They have till the end of halftime to get here, otherwise you get to choose.
Life West has really only had the one passage where they got down around the 22, but they may get another one here. Just trotting right down the middle of the park here. Life West trying to get home, and they will get home and take it down right between the sticks. That's Olakunbi that dots it down with a kick coming here, Ryan, to level it at 7.
And it looked like Dallas had it matched up perfectly. But it may not be Winter, but she put the defender on skates. What a move there to just create her own gap when the defender was matched up, and she's got the speed to finish. What a huge try here going into halftime. And if they can convert this, we're all tied up, and we're looking forward to an amazing second half here as these squads are both very motivated to win. But a missed kick there, Dallas will have a 2-point advantage.
Could be costly in the end, but Life West, thanks to that young lady right there in the middle of your screen, Angie Olakunbi, getting on the board here. Late stages of half number one as we've hit the halftime break here. Dallas on top of Life West, 7-5.
Are smart and strong and beautiful. Most girls work hard, go far, we are unstoppable. Most girls are fight to make every day. No two are the same. I wanna be like.
So actually, before I started playing rugby, I was just a cheerleader for my high school, and I was very shy, nervous, and being around teammates. Rugby is a very accepting sport. I wasn't embarrassed about my body or anything. People really welcome you and actually take your strengths and weaknesses and work with you to make you a better person and player.
You hit each other and then you're friends.
I really like the camaraderie of it, and the game is just so physical and it's fun.
Definitely try it. Maybe you don't think you're the strongest, but once you go out and you hit someone, that adrenaline is so amazing.
Welcome back. Just about set to begin half number two here from Wisconsin. Massive weekend here, 2-day event, national championships and Club Sevens. Ben Holden with Ryan Gray. And Ryan, what do you take away from half number one? What's front and center for you?
You know, this has been the closest match we've seen this morning here at Madison, Wisconsin. It feels like Life West, they come in as the number 4 seed. They are the top seed in Pool D. They finished 7th last year. it seems like they may have came into this match a little overconfident, and the Dallas Harlequins, they come out swinging. They finished 15th last year, but they are showing up. The intensity has been matched by both sides, but Life West kind of waking up here at the end of the first half. I'm excited for the second half as both teams get moving here.
Yeah, try from Goodwin for Dallas. Conversion was good, 7-0 lead, and then Olakunmi with a late try. Final play of half number one. A long-range try. Conversion in front, no good. So a very competitive one here in this contest here. Life West, they're in the white kits. Dallas, a wide array of colors on their kits. You see them, get a good look at them there. You and I know, Ryan, anytime there's a program that has life attached to it in this country, in whatever 7s, 15s, they're always a pretty good outfit, and they're always a tough out. Oh, look at that fence. Speaking of tough outs right there, lowering the boom there right into the chest of the would-be tackler.
Oh, wow. Elite level talent with elite level skill. You pair it together, that's what you come to expect when you hear the word life, and an elite level truck stick there from Life West.
You're not kidding, man. That was some serious fending right there. Now Life West down by 2. Minute and a half gone here in half number 2. Good carry there. Good aggressive finish on the run. Life West showing a little bit of patience here. They work it outside off the hop. They play it. Slowed up right at halfway, dangerously close to that touch line. And the referee with the arm in the air. They didn't release in time, so big turnover for Dallas. And here they come immediately.
Here, people would cheer, right? Americans hear that.
Yeah.
They're
not used to getting pumped up.
On the base here, Dallas will try to go to work, but Life West gets in there. Good speed at the line. Forcing the pass, I don't think they really wanted to make there. Now Life West, there's the boot. Another boot down the pitch and a race for it here now. Life West trying to get in there and get it, and they're going to come up with it. Went into the hands of Kelsey Bickerstaff. Now Life West on it. Kovac in a battle there. They didn't release in time though, Ryan.
Sometimes in 7s, things get messy, there's chaos, and now a break off of the chaos.
That's some serious chaos going all the way the other way for Dallas, and they'll make it a 12-5 match here. Just like that, the beauty of 7s rugby, it can happen in an instant, and they take it in and extend the lead.
Valderas, great heads-up play there when everything's getting messed up. We see Life, they were doing a great job in their offensive structure, going left to right, using the full field. But then Dallas, they create the turnover, ball hits the deck, Life kicks it through. Every player is out of position. So right when Valderas sees the hand go up from the referee, she sees her space, she sees the defense has no idea what's going on, and she will take it to extend this lead. Great heads-up play, the field awareness, the field vision, and just game awareness. Watching the referee's hand signals when you have the ball in your hand, that leads. And now a huge conversion kick there to make it 14-5. Great play there out of the messy situation.
Nia Balderas and Dallas on top, as Ryan said. That conversion good, so a 2-possession match here now. See what the counter is from Life West, but Dallas good defensive pressure there. They're going to turn it over again. Dallas getting it right back in a very favorable portion of the pitch here.
Another mistake from Life West. This is not what we normally see from there. And a great step there from Dallas.
Here they go, and this one's going to go home as Elizabeth Peterson takes it in, and they extend the lead. It's now a 14-point lead.
Scoring off of mistakes, scoring in transition. That's been the back-to-back tries for Dallas. They are given an opportunity. They make the most of it. Now, uncharacteristic mistakes here from Life West, a team that is the #1 team in this pool. Dallas doesn't care what the rankings are. You give them the ball, you give them space. What a step there. Let's take another look. Off the penalty, ball kind of hits the ground. A little frustration there, but hey, you know what? We tap and we go. Watch this move. sells it with the eyes, with the hips, with the arms, and great speed to finish. Dallas is rolling here in the second half.
Yes, they are at a 7-5 lead at halftime. They've scored here in the 10th and 12th minutes. And lead it by 14 here. Life West up against it now. They need something in a hurry here. Dallas set, not giving them an inch here. Trying for the edge here. Gaining halfway on the carry there. That's Francesca Kovac. Good carry from her. Plays that ball back. Timely pass back for their captain there. Miralainen, Emily Miralainen. Back in the hands of Kovac now. Time is a major factor for Life West. They need one in a hurry here.
Out, Black, no.
Hold on to there at the base by their vice captain, Rico Moore. Now they're going backwards as Life. Dallas in pursuit. Yipai played that ball from the base. Now they work it back. On the hop, gathered in by Kovac. Long way from the line here. We're inside of 45 seconds to go here in this match. Another sound, fundamentally good tackle there from Dallas. Peterson on the tackle there for Dallas. Half a minute remaining in the match. There goes Life West now quickly on this restart. It's in the hands there of Moore, and Moore will get home. Will there be enough time, though? They're going to have a great kick here, Ryan, to try and get the ball back.
Some great heart from this Life West team to fight to the very end here, but they do need some points here. They're down 9, and time is very crucial. And just kind of walking back here, wonder if she knows that there is enough time for a restart or the other way, but I want to give a shout out to Kovac. What a workhorse for this Life West team, but not enough time, Ben. What a match here.
Yep, one more look back here. That final try, it's not enough though, as the Dallas Harlequins get tries in the 10th and 12th minutes and open this one wide open. And they get a 9-point win here as both these sides, Life West, the #1 seed in Pool D, and Dallas play to a 19-10 final with Dallas coming out on top.
12. From the rugby universe. America, get in the game! It's time the sleeping giant of rugby got off the sideline and into the action. But like all big jobs, you'll need the right tools. Go to worldrugbyshop.com for boots, jerseys, shorts, and scrum caps. Everything you'll need to rock and roll. Get the right kit for playing and training, plus the finest selection of official support.
So here we go, moving over to the men's side. Reigning champs from last year, Nova, set to take on the Austin Blacks. Nova kicking this one down the pitch, and Austin will try and work their way out inside of their own 22-meter. Nova capturing it all last year in Pool E here against Austin. And South, the head coach of Nova. Kurt Marath, the head coach of Austin. Close there on that tackle. Kick from Austin out near halfway. Nicely gathered in back there by Aiden Ridgway. MLR experience on his resume. Dakota Worth as well. Another player. John LaFave as well. Owen Sheehy. Latter two, the captain and vice captain, and Sheehy follow this tournament. Thinking back to last year, had some massive moments for Nova down the stretch. Good ball played there, right into the hands there of Jack Taylor. Taylor down to the floor. Nova, such a solid outfit in every aspect of what they do. Flirting with that 22-meter line. That's a little bit high, but gathered in, back into the hands of Ridgway. Ridgway trying to fend there. Now a little convenient offload there to Quinn Western. Looking for a little bit of a channel to try to get through, and a nice job to stay in and not go into touch by the ball carrier there for Nova. Right in the middle, now they'll work it wide. Tackle down low there, slowing up the speed of the ball carrier there. Nicely done by Austin. Nova, patient with it. Going to work their way inside of that 22-meter. They finally do. Nice one-handed ball there, offloaded ball. Nova trying to get to the line. They're there and home. Ridgway takes it in for the first points of the match. And Nova's got a 5-0 lead here in the third. So great patience on that passage from Nova. Didn't force it, stayed patient, took what the defense offered them. And they come up with the first points here in this pool match here in Pool E. Kick, though, drifting to the left there, it looked, and it stays 5-0. As we get another look back here at that passage that was capped off by Aiden Ridgway. Nifty little ball there. That was a great little play there. Ridgway able to use the power and strength to get his way through and home. Good strong kick. Well inside of the 22 here as they opt to play Austin and force him back. Benson Salem with it. And see the speed he's got, just dripping with it. Ten meters from halfway now is Austin. Have yet to put anything together in terms of a passage. They mishandle this ball, and Nova maybe opportunistic here, you bet. That pass pinned right where it needed to be, and Nova's going to take in their second try of the match. Jack Taylor centers that baby up, and it's a 10-0 lead for Nova as Taylor touches down here in the 5th minute.
And that's a fantastic start, Ben, for Nova. I mean, you said it earlier on. Patience was the key. I mean, look at that first try. They made Austin work so hard on defense, stretching him sideline to sideline, spinning the ball left to right across the screen. And then now 2 tries to show for it in the opening 5 minutes of play. Great work from this Nova outfit so far in this game.
There's the turnover, as that is the voice of Rugby Hall of Famer Mike Petrie. Good to have Mike alongside for pretty much the rest of the day here on the broadcast I'll be handling in terms of first voice here. And Mike, always good to be with you and always good to be a part of this tournament, isn't it?
I absolutely love this tournament. It's the highlight of summer for rugby. Not much else happening outside of sevens. You know, you got the test stuff, but in the club scene, this is it. This is as good as it gets. And there we go, Austin Blacks.
Yep, there you go. I mentioned it a moment ago, Mike. Salem just dripping with speed. Drake Davis in this lineup, too, who you and I've seen for a couple of seasons, parts of a couple of seasons in Major League Rugby, and he is a home run hitter if there ever was one. Davis wearing 22, Salem 15. Pretty imperative here for Austin, Mike, isn't it, to get some points here?
Yeah, this is a critical moment here. You don't want to go into halftime with the donut on the scoreboard, so they need some points, and here they go.
There is Davis on cue. Drake Davis splitting through, and there's that speed that at one time in his athletic career got him a spot at LSU as a wide receiver. What do you say, Mike, in rugby? This guy's a specimen, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, athleticism in sevens is just second to none. And you see, like, so many people that have come from other sports, maybe, pick up things like wrestling or basketball or soccer, and this is their first introduction to the game. I mean, a lot of places in the world, if you look at the international scene, sevens is sort of the start of a pathway for so many rugby players, because you could take pure athletes and you could turn them into rugby players just by teaching them these open field skills. And athleticism in sevens is just extraordinary. There's so much space to move. There's so much space to operate. And when you get someone with just pure power and pace, I mean, this is a spot where they can really shine.
I mean, look at the size of Davis, just chiseled. And he's got sprinter-like speed, as does Salem. So Austin, we said it, Mike, imperative they get points. They do. They get to within 5 here in the final minute, final seconds here of half number 1. Nova getting tries from Ridgway in the 3rd, Taylor in the 5th, Davis in the 7th, and Nova better be careful here as Austin's sniffing around deep inside of Nova territory here. Past the 7-minute mark here, play a little extra time here in this first half of play. The defending champions, Nova, they mishandled the ball here, and there's Austin. Okay, so there's the verdict as Worth, Dakota Worth got in there, Mike, and saved a try that would have leveled this match.
Scary stuff right before halftime for Nova. You're playing with fire deep in your own end. You're over that 7-minute mark, and you get a handling error like this. That could have been catastrophic, but not to be. They take the lead going into the second half. They get a nice breather now, but don't sleep on Austin. They're a great club, and they've got some momentum towards the end of this half.
They sure do, and as we saw on the try from Davis and Salem, each of those men had carries in that passage. They can strike in an instant. 12-7. The 2025 national champs from Nova on top of the Austin Blacks at halftime.
A message from the rugby universe. America, get in the game! It's time the sleeping giant of rugby got off the sideline and into the action. But like all big jobs, you'll need the right tools. Go to worldrugbyshop.com for boots, jerseys, shorts, and scrum caps. Everything you'll need to rock and roll. Get the right kit for playing and training, plus the finest selection of official supporters gear from around the globe. worldrugbyshop.com, America's home for rugby.
Most girls are smart and strong and beautiful. Most girls work hard, go far, we are unstoppable. Most girls are fight to make every day. No two are the same. I wanna be like, I wanna be like. I just wanna get done with you. Last time I can call you mine. Once more than I said we are through.
Real strong early on. They were patient. They didn't force things, and then all of a sudden Davis strikes, and now it's a one-try match.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Nova started that game with good composure, but these games in sevens, they move so fast and they can change in an absolute instant. And you saw the momentum change in that first half. Nova started off strong, as you mentioned, but Austin almost leveled it right before halftime. And here comes Nova to start the half.
Here comes Nova indeed. That's Will Lindsay. Big carry out of Lindsay. Again, Nova, last year's champion on the men's side. Try score Aiden Ridgway there. Pins a pass, and Nova now they're coming with some serious pace. Good footwork. Another set of good footwork there. Trying to get to the corner. And they're home. And Nova striking lightning fast, Mike Petrie there.
Lightning fast is right. I mean, footwork like that. I'm pretty sure he made 2 black jerseys fall to the ground.
He did.
On his way to the score. So take a look. They had the advantage. Ball goes to deck. And, I mean, not even 60 seconds in, here comes Nova. Watch this footwork. Here we go. Here comes one. Bang, to the ground. Here comes another one, to the ground. That was 2. I mean, that is exceptional stuff. Cover tackle comes across, but too much from Nova, and they score in the corner.
Breaking some serious ankles right there. That was Quinn Western, who had an assist back in the first half, and Western showing a well-rounded game. It's 17-7 Nova now.
Oh, man, Ben, you know what that reminds me of? You know, back in the day, you remember the company And One, the basketball company, and they made And One clothing and gear and stuff?
Yeah.
Back to the 90s, we're talking. There was a T-shirt that they made, and the character was holding up a pair of underwear, and he's like, here, I think you dropped these. And it's like, that's exactly what Quinn Western did, and here comes Aiden Ridgway.
And he takes in his second of the match, and just like that, the champ's coming out saying, hey, you're going to knock us down. It's going to take quite a fight. And Ridgway with the brace here, extending the lead now to 22-7.
And how about that, Ben? We talked about right before halftime that near catastrophic situation that they were in with their backs against their own goal line, almost coughed up a turnover to Austin and let them lock the game up. But then from this point forward in the second half, it has been all Nova. The possession from the kickoff, 2 possessions, 2 scores, outstanding stuff from Nova.
Well, they are the champs for a reason, a very proud program, and you and I are going to see another one of those programs in our next match as we look back here at what happened here on this turnover.
Just simple, just opportunistic stuff. Aiden Ridgway, eyes on the prize, ball coughs up right into his breadbasket, scores between the posts, takes his time, and they've got a comfortable lead right now. But again, you still cannot sleep on Austin, and this game changes so quickly, and that's all it takes is something like this, a quick penalty against Nova, and Austin could be right back in it.
Now, if my memory serves me right, didn't you spend a little bit of time with Ridgway at some point?
Ridgway was at the MLR Rising program at this point, probably 2 summers ago. If it wasn't last summer, it was 2 summers ago. And he came in, won the fitness test, just absolutely crushed it. And when you do things like that in a camp, in that environment, you build a name for yourself very quickly. Everybody takes notice, and it's something that's memorable. And certainly Aiden put a stamp on that program as soon as he walked in, day 1, morning 1, crushed the fitness test, and he turned a lot of heads. And he still continues to do that. You mentioned he's been with Old Glory DC. He's been sitting in the wings waiting as a young scrum half, playing behind several talented players in the past. Connor Buckley this year, John Lefebvre. But he did get some minutes. We saw that mustache of his out there on the field this year, Ben, and he played really well for DC.
It's flying in the breeze here, and here goes Nova again. They're going to fly in the breeze one more time. Down they go, right between the posts, and another brilliant passage of play, a short one, but Nova just blowing this thing wide open, 29-7.
And just unreal. I mean, unreal pace rush there. I mean, look at that. Pins his ears back, not to be caught. Several Austin Blacks players chasing him through. And there's nothing fancy about that from Nova. It was just simple, just good athleticism. And I think that's what we've seen from this side is just some good rugby IQ from players like Aiden Ridgway and then some fantastic athleticism to give them this huge lead.
Yep, as you heard there from our referee, the kick no good, but this thing well in hand now for Nova. Coming in with the biggest target of anybody on the men's side on their back. And I was starting to talk about another one of those sides. They've got great history. They've got great tradition. They won in 15s this year. And our next match is going to be New York Old Blue against Eagle Rock, a side, whether it's 7s or 15, I know you are quite familiar with.
Yeah, Old Blue has built themselves quite a program, and so too is each of these teams. I mean, Nova's been a team that's been around for a really long time. The same with Austin Blacks, and I mean, this is just getting out of hand here for Nova at this point.
Wow. It is, Mike. Another miscue there, and it's taken in on said miscue by Nick Morgan, 34-7 now.
Just inside the 15.
And again, just opportunistic stuff. Nothing spectacular here. Just a botched kickoff from Austin.
Or outside, I guess.
And again, I think this scoreline right now just speaks to more so how great Nova has been playing and how strong their 7s program has been than it does to Austin struggling in this game. Austin is a great club. They produced great talent. It's a great area. of the country as far as rugby goes. And unfortunately right now they're just on the wrong end of a steam-filled Nova side.
Yes, they are. And keep in mind, this was a 12-7 match at halftime. 36-7 here, as Nova has blown this thing wide open. First pool match for both these sides. Again, Mike and I will have Pool G action coming up next. New York Old Blue and Eagle Rock. And then our session in terms of the broadcast for the day, Mike and I, in this opening window, will have St. Louis and Kansas City. And St. Louis, always a dangerous side. And Austin, a little careless with that ball there. And they turn it over again. And they are going to give up points again. That's got to be the third, maybe the fourth possession where they've turned the ball over and Nova has stuck it right down their throats, Mike.
And that's exactly what happens when you play quality teams and you make mistakes. They punish you. That just, I mean, it's like time-old age tale. And this is it. We talked about converting here. I mean, you cannot carry the ball like that, right? Like that is just one of the most important things you learn as a rugby player. It's hot. The ball is slick. It's sweaty. People have been tucking it under their chest. You hold the ball like that, no matter how talented you are, you're bound to have an error. And that's just how it goes, unless you play for Fiji, Ben. And you've seen the Fijian players do that constantly. I think they're an exception to that rule. But great game from Nova overall. And again, Austin, credit to them. They're a great club. This doesn't speak to their errors so much as it does to just how good Nova was in this game.
Yeah, well said, partner. There's no question. That's the way Fiji plays it. So that's it. And Nova, the reigning champs in 2025, they come out and make one heck of a statement here in their opening pool match against the Austin Blacks in Pool E, a 41-7 final victory for Nova. Beautiful Madison, Wisconsin on a Saturday morning. Next up, we go on to Pool G, New York Old Blue against Eagle Rock. In this Pool G matchup, the capital city of Wisconsin, Madtown as they call it, Ben Old and Mike Petrie. Old Blue, Mike, trying to do something that's is a rarity in club rugby. Win in 15s, win in 7s. They've certainly got the coaching, they've got the roster to do so, and we'll get their first look here in 2026 as they'll kick it away to Eagle Rock.
Yeah, Ben, you mentioned, I mean, Old Blue has built quite a program over the years. I mean, they've been a reputable organization for so long, but in the recent time, they have just been a force to be reckoned with. And as you mentioned, they've built it around some of their fantastic coaching staff and really have made quite a statement and have an opportunity this year to do the double with 15s and 7s.
Not an easy thing to do. Some familiar names on their roster. Guys like Franklin and Barry and Onatea Akui, very popular figure in club rugby. Spent some time in the pro ranks. Shadrick Mendoza, another one. Cohen Webb, who kicked it off. Here is Eagle Rock now. They've got players the likes of Nick Boyer and Cole Semu. Nick's been an outstanding player for a long time, going back to his days growing up in Northern California. Semu played in the college ranks at BYU, and here goes Eagle Rock now with the carry. Old Blue, though, forcing them back inside of their own territory. Michael New back there trying to track down for Eagle Rock. And Old Blue's going to get the possession. Here they go. Tap and go quickly on the restart. Work to an open man, and this one will go home. It's Corbin Smith. Just over a minute into the match, and Old Blue draws first blood.
And I used the word opportunistic when I was talking about Nova in that previous game, but how about this from Old Blue right away? First possession, first penalty in their favor, and then nothing flashy about it. Just find the open runner, a good hard line, and Corbin Smith dots down between the uprights. Great start for Old Blue.
Kick good, too. Another look back, Mike.
Yeah, and it's just good defensive pressure that leads to this opportunity. So hands up. Penalties coming here. There it is for holding on, not releasing. Quick tap. Off he goes. First runner, no thanks. Second runner, straight through the gap. Nothing fancy about it. Great start for Old Blue.
Textbook stuff there. And the runner they used as the decoy there was Onate Akui there. He always a threat. Good skill set he's got. Here's Eagle Rock now going to work after giving up the try and the kick here 2 minutes in to this Pool G match. Old Blue trying to get there, but they're splitting right through this. Off and running. Here they go. Eagle Rock going back the other way, trying to get home. They'll be tracked down, but a huge carry there to flip the pitch. And Daza tracked down the ball carrier. A massive, massive gain there for Eagle Rock.
What a play, Ben, from Mendoza. And I'll tell you what, I watched him in the college sevens, and he was a force to be reckoned with there. And then you see him here stepping into the men's domain and just tracking down runners. He set up that first try for Old Blue. I mean, he is just what you would call, I think, at this point, your seven specialist. Like, he is, every time you watch him play sevens, he's got such a good nose for the game. He's so quick. And he's not the biggest guy on the field, but he makes the biggest plays, and it's just exciting to watch him play.
Here's your one.
Yep, I love that part of the sport.
Right here, White.
Players like that, they can, as I like to say, hit the home run at any time. And it was a miscue after that carry by Eagle Rock, so Old Blue taking advantage. And here's a Queen now, mentioned him a moment ago. Got a lot of tools in his toolbox. Webb plays it free for the base. Old Blue on top 7-0 here. Third minute now. On the move again. Work back for Mendoza. Queen now. He'll kick one on the top. He's got great wheels trying to get to it. Didn't set up for him, though. His teammate coming in from behind there. That was St. Clair. He missed it. Now Eagle Rock. They're right up the middle of the park now. But there's that speed again of Mendoza once again, Mike Petrie.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Mendoza twice tracked him down. Unreal. Unreal.
Here comes Old Blue now back the other way. Once again, it's Corbin Smith, and he'll have the brace here. Both tries in this first half for Smith. Right between the posts. Should be a chip shot to make it 14-0, but we'll wait for the kick. It's 12-0 for the time being.
And Ben, the turn of events in the past 20 seconds, right? You go from a Quee chip and chase over the top, just bounces over his head. They were spacing behind. Looked like he could have just grabbed that one and scored. All of a sudden, Eagle Rock turns the table on him, sprints down the other way. Mendoza tracks him down. Mendoza makes another huge try-saving tackle, turns him over, but everybody stopped. The referee thought everyone thought the referee was going to give a penalty for holding on because that's probably what could have been called. But instead, it's play on. Mendoza picks it up, shovels it to another Old Blue player, and off they go. Try for Old Blue. I mean, just crazy stuff in sevens.
Yeah, and as we talked a little bit in our previous match and we were watching Nova, and we both discussed a little bit about this Old Blue side. They've got the coaching, they've got the continuity, they're connected, they played together. Most of these guys have been together for a while, and that's a huge thing in this sport, as you know better than anyone.
Yeah, it really does, especially in games like sevens where it can become so disjointed. The more that you're able to play off of each other and understand each other's tendencies, it opens up so many opportunities for you in this game.
Set piece opportunity here for Old Blue. That was a Quee that went up and got it. Want to thank Onate for helping me out last night going through their pronunciations, as did John LaFave, captain for Nova, and a few other familiar faces that Mike and I are familiar with. And here's Mendoza now stepping on the gas and making it look easy. Lightning quick, and he takes it in for the third try in the match for Old Blue.
That's just straight up outrageous at this point, Ben. I mean, he has been involved in every single highlight play of this game. from the opening try for Old Blue to the try-saving tackles, and then one of those try-saving tackles an assist to his teammate to score. And then just here, footwork, step back inside, and the acceleration. His first step is just special. It's the only way to describe it. His first step is just special.
Smith with another conversion. There he is. He is an electrifying player. When you're doing it at both ends, as you discussed there, partner, you are a massive weapon for any side you're on, and Shadrick Mendoza is just that for Old Blue. Final seconds here in the opening half. I beg your pardon, Eagle Rock had that long carry, remember, and that was when one of those track downs, those chase downs by Mendoza, but they didn't release the ball. That's really the only threat they've had in this match.
Yeah, they really haven't even had much possession to work with, and when they have, they've been put under pressure by Old Blue. And I think in these first opening games, you've seen the parity in Nova and Old Blue being two of those powerhouse sevens programs, and these other clubs right now, like just struggling against some of these better teams, but realistically, again, in their own right, great programs. Eagle Rock, another great program, great athletes on their team, but just so much that Old Blue and programs like Nova offer.
McBoyer out there wearing 7. They had him listed as 4, and here goes this Eagle Rock side. They're going to get home and get a late try here. That'll be good for the confidence and the mojo, I suppose, Mike, going into the short halftime break as they take one home and they're on the board. It's 21-5.
And listen, that's critical. That's critical stuff for Eagle Rock. They just need to crack the door open. As we've seen, Ben, and as we know about sevens, these games move so fast. You can just stack points on so quickly. And if you get a bit of steam underneath you, you can really make things happen. And so if that's what Eagle Rock needs, just crack the door open. Their hope is take a minute break and then bust the door down right away in the second half.
Tough conversion here, way up against that far touchline, and good attempt at it, but it's no good. Looked like Boyer over there taking the conversion, but Eagle Rock gets a late try here, and it was taken in there by Elazar Juvan. It's a 21-5 count. New York Old Blue on top of Eagle Rock here at halftime.
You want pickle juice or some of my water?
Cheerleader for my high school, and I was very shy, nervous, and being around teammates. Rugby is a very accepting sport. I wasn't embarrassed about my body or anything. People really welcome you and actually take your strengths and weaknesses and work with you to make you a better person and player.
You hit each other and then you're friends.
Yeah. I really like the camaraderie of it, and the game is just so physical and it's fun.
Definitely try it. You maybe don't think you're the strongest, but once you go out and you hit someone, that adrenaline is so amazing.
Welcome back. Second half set to begin. Ben Holden alongside the USA Hall of Famer Mike Petrie. Nick Boyer and Eagle Rock get a late try, Mike. That could be something for them to build on, but what's your overall assessment of what you've seen here between these two sides so far in the match?
the overall assessment is so far right now, this is the Shedrick Mondaza show. I mean, this has just been a highlight reel for him. I mean, yes, there's a lot of other players on the field, but when you really break it down, he has just been the key factor in that whole first half.
Well said, man. 2 chase downs, a try, and he made it look very easy. Where's 15 for New York Old Blue? They've got possession in, of course, the blue. Eagle Rock and the white and the black kids here on pitch 1. All kinds of action going on pitch 1 here and pitch 2. All matches streaming throughout the weekend on the USA Club Rugby YouTube channel. And our guy Ryan Ginty, Next Level Rugby, his production crew. We could not do what we do without him, so we got to give all the men and women on the crew a shout out here, at least one here in our window early on here. You and I will be back together 2 more times here later today, as we'll scrum here as Nick Boyer's got the ball in hand for Eagle Rock. Clean operation there. Eagle Rock trying to chip away at a 16-point deficit. This might help. The try score there, little dummy, look off. Now back into the hands, Boyer. Boyer bounces off one, puts it back, and a beautiful passage there as Pernas will put it in and touch it down as Boyer set him up.
And here we go. Eagle Rock coming alive late in that first half. They dot one down before halftime. They get the first try of the second half. And like we said, that's all this game needs. You just need a bit of daylight in the door to be cracked open for you, and then you could just go through and just bust it straight down. And if you're pulling for Eagle Rock, that's what you're hoping right now. 2 tries in a row. You hope that they could just continue to carry some of that momentum, because so far, the last 2 minutes of ball in play, Eagle Rock has been looking very sharp.
They have. And Nick Boyer, a guy you and I have seen an awful lot, Mike, and know relatively well. He's been involved in both, and he's got to be their catalyst, as he has been here so far in the match. They need that to continue. Akui with an offload, and here goes Old Blue punching right back here, and they'll break through, and they'll trot this one in, and it's going to be a hat trick here in this match for Corbin Smith.
And that's just devastating stuff for Eagle Rock. Right off the ensuing kickoff, we're talking about some of the momentum. We're talking about some of the energy swings. And then all of a sudden, you just get, literally, that was just a missed tackle. They had plenty of numbers there. It was white jerseys on black jerseys on that sideline. 2-on-2. All it was, quick stutter step, put the defender off balance, and off goes Corbin Smith to the races, straight between the uprights, and no chase in pursuit. I think this Eagle Rock side just there. Here's another look at it. This Eagle Rock side now. They said, like we said, plenty of numbers there, but enough. Corbin Smith splits both of them, and off we go.
Making it look easy. Smith had the opening 2 tries in the 2nd and 5th minutes. Getting one here in the 10th now, again to complete the hat trick. And here's Old Blue again, back with possession. Good ball outside over a couple defenders. Smith now pins one out on the far line, and that's going to be the 2nd try in this match. Not as explosive for Mendoza, but it's a brace for him, and the lead grows for Old Blue.
And again, I think Old Blue right now just putting the pedal to the metal. They fell asleep there a little bit, gave Eagle Rock a little bit of opportunity. But, I mean, this is the sign of just a class program. You don't let that energy or momentum from your opposition change the tides on you. You could just turn the game right back in your favor very quickly, and that's what Old Blue does. They keep their mental composure, and they strike back right away. And a huge
strikes. How about that conversion kick there? And that's big time stuff, man. And I mean, clearly Old Blue is. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't call much club rugby here in the USA ranks until this tournament. But I know this much. This Old Blue team coming in, without question, there will be people that say they can win this thing, and they are showing that they can win this thing. I know it's one match, but, man, they look really good here so far. And here they go again. An easy one there. And Smith with his 4th in the match, blowing this one wide open.
Jeez, and you speak about wide open. I mean, this is like the parting of the Red Sea for Moses as he runs through here. Watch this miss pass. Take a look. Straight into it, and there it is. Straight through the gap. Great pass, great finish, outstanding stuff from Old Blue. And Corbin Smith, I mean, right now he's probably outscored by himself some teams in this tournament so far. I mean, he's just been on fire in this game.
He sure has. 4 tries for him, 2 for Mendoza. Depth, they've got weapons all over, and it's just, can you stop it? That's what it comes down to. There's no rhyme or reason. You just have to figure out a way to stop it, right, when you're in sevens, because you're on an island. You're going to get exposed if you can't play.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those games where it's everything is open field, everything is one-on-one, everything is under a microscope, and every little thing you do is put in a pressure cooker. So here you see, I mean, this old blue side, they are just ready for it, and in those moments, they're going to come out on top just about every time.
Well, Eagle Rock showed some signs that late try in the half, and then Pernos, the try in the 9th, got him a little bit closer, but it's been all Old Blue since.
Let's go.
We believe that's Kat Roach working in the middle here on this match. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike Petrie. I believe that is Kat.
Crouch.
Give it a step, White. Give it a step.
I can't tell from here, but I can.
I'm pretty sure it's Kat.
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it is. There we go. That's a good work by our camera crew and good work by Old Blue. Now just go down that short side.
Yeah, that was Tony Robinson, who, like Mendoza, just speed to burn. Here comes Old Blue leading by 30 here in the final minute. Cam Roberts with the pill. Puts that pass right on the mark. Some quick feet there, and they're going to try and get another one in, and they get home. That one is down, the arm in the air from Kat Roach. And they just continue to pile on the points, 47-12 now.
And you can see just about a whole slew of new faces for Old Blue as they knew they had this one comfortably. They'll be going far into the tournament. I think, you know, by all accounts, if they continue to play this way, so they're resting legs, resting lungs. You saw Corbin Smith still out there, but lots of changes for them, and they still firing on all cylinders late in this game.
That's depth right there, as that was Stephen Knight. Beg your pardon, that was Raymond that took that in. Raymond taking that one in, and that's how this one ends. Old Blue flexing their muscle in this opener, winning big over Eagle Rock here in Pool G. Mike and I will step aside for a quick break. We'll come back with our final match here in this 4-match block. Should be a dandy, the Battle of I-70. The Bombers of St. Louis and the Kansas City Reds on the other side.
You've already had a game?
I had one.
So you're warmed up at least. It's the hardest.
Yeah, that's a good start for St. Louis, but they can't actually punch it in, so Kansas City gets a bit of a get-out-of-jail-free card that time. As you see them with their first set piece of the game, but straight with their backs up against their own goal line. So not a comfortable position to be in 30 seconds into the game, but nonetheless, Kansas City gets their hands on the ball. Yeah, and that time, I think that was St. Louis just giving, again, Kansas City a bit of a get-out-of-jail card. They had them backed up against their goal line, but they gave away a penalty at the set piece, and so Kansas City a chance to move the ball and a bit more comfort now in and around their 22 with ball in hand. And Ben, no sooner had I said Kansas City a bit more comfort around the 22 than they throw that huge looping pass over the top. They turn the ball over, and then St. Louis returns the favor, throws the big looping pass over the top to the outside. Kansas City takes a gamble. They go for the intercept. Sometimes when that ball's in the air, it buys you time. If you can get under it, it pays off for you. But that time, they roll the dice, not in their favor, and St. Louis gets the first points of the game. Yeah, when you've got that experience to lean on, as you mentioned, that's a big, big crutch for St. Louis. And when you get someone like that to punch in the first points of the game, that'll give you some confidence.
South African native Graham back there with possession of it now for St. Louis. Their head coach J.K. Anderson, a native of Johannesburg, South Africa. Came in a couple of years ago and took over the 7 side. This Bombers program, so many players out of Lindenwood University. There's one of them, Preston Hammerschmidt. College career's been over for a few years, but they keep producing players at Lindenwood. See him a lot in Major League Rugby the last few years, continuing to produce players at all different positions. Picked up now, spun back by St. Louis here in the 5th minute, up 5-0. They've got a gap, and there's Depperschmidt. Depperschmidt looking for a little bit of help, finds it, played it back there off the hands, though, and it's turned over in Kansas City now. Back, they'll go the other way. They get over halfway, looking for some help. Back there and played back, but a pass that's well off the mark. It'll take him back about 15 meters. Gordon Palmer picking that one up off the floor. Schoonman getting in there, forcing that ball to pop out, and it's mishandled and turned over. Into touch, that ball goes.
And Ben, you see just hands on heads right now, just a chance for some of these players to catch their breath. We're only 5 minutes in, but this game is exhausting, and you could tell they've put in a shift. But if you've been following along throughout the morning and you've been watching the past couple of games in this bracket, I think what you'll see is that you've got 2 teams here that are really duking it out and fighting hard for each other, putting in a heavy shift. But I think that you look at like Nova and you look at Old Blue, they just have such X-Factor type players. They have that athleticism, just that raw ability to make something happen. And I think right now both of these teams working hard for it, but missing that key component, that X-Factor component to just pull a rabbit out of a hat and make something happen.
Nick Feeks there, who is a massive part of the St. Louis side as well. Some contact there as he went down to the floor and slow to get up, and the trainer immediately out. Another one of those Lindenwood products I mentioned. He's been with the Bombers program since 2023, and he looks like he's all right as he hops up.
Yeah, good thing he's up on his feet. You never want to see anybody injured at any time, but certainly in a tournament as big as this, you've been working all summer for it, you don't want to see somebody go down in the opening half of their first game of the tournament. So good to have him back up in action.
Yeah, no question. He is a catalyst on their side. All played out of there by Depperschmidt. Here he is on cue. Here's Feeks splitting through. He looks to be just fine here, Mike. Feeks will take this one in. And touchdown there, dot it down into the turf there, and it's now 10-0. Big try here late for the Bombers.
And a goose step for good measure at the end there, Ben. So a nice job here. Yep. Just coming up slow off the grass moments earlier, but not showing any indication of slow here. But how about this goose step at the end a little bit? Just kick that leg up just for some flair on the way in and have some fun with it, because why not? That was a nice run from midfield by Nick Feeks.
Sure was. 10-0 here. Conversion attempt coming here. Should get one more kick off the left post and through. When you're good, you're good. So it's 12-0. That one's banged through there by Musselman.
Yeah, and here you see our referee saying last play, yep. So you knew that was coming. We had a couple of moments of stoppage throughout that first half. So big moment here. Kansas City, they're going to get this ball off the kickoff. If they can bring it down and secure it, they'll want to try to put some points on the board before halftime so they don't go in with that 0 on the scoreboard, but they cannot gather the kickoff.
Mm-hmm. And there is the whistle. So the St. Louis Bombers on top of the Kansas City Reds here in the I-70 battle between these two clubs. We've hit the halftime break. The Bombers, certainly a side that feels they can win the whole thing. They're off to a good start here, a half through their opening match in Pool F play.
From the rugby universe. America, get in the game! It's time the sleeping giant of rugby got off the sideline and into the action. But like all big jobs, you'll need the right tools. Go to worldrugbyshop.com for boots, jerseys, shorts, and scrum caps. Everything you'll need to rock and roll. Get the right kit for playing and training, plus the finest selection of official supporters gear from around the globe. worldrugbyshop.com, America's home for rugby.
Quick break, and we are just about set to begin the second half here in this Pool F match. St. Louis Bombers, they're in the black and gray kits right of your screen. Kansas City Reds, their first time ever getting this far in sevens play in their storied history. Ben Holden, Mike Ventry, and all of our crew here. Mike, what stands out the most for you from half one?
I think you've got, as I mentioned, two hard-working teams here. Lots to play for, lots of pride in that Midwest part of the country. You know, St. Louis just getting the better end of it in that first half, thanks to some great play from Feeks, as we mentioned, and Depperschmidt, two experienced players that just bring so much to the table. And Kansas City, just unfortunately, not much possession, not much to work with. They need the ball in hand in this half if they're going to close this gap and get back in the game.
We'll see if they can get that done as the carry out near halfway for St. Louis. Schoonman, their captain, their stalwart, number one. Depperschmidt, Musselman experience. Jack Wendling on the USA Sevens squad, and Jack Wendling is a guy out of Central Washington who can get some things done. And on cue, St. Louis getting things done to begin in the opening minute with the try.
That's a great opening statement from St. Louis. I think that's going to put Kansas City under a bit too much pressure, as you mentioned. First time in the tournament for them, and you're faced with a 17, possibly soon to be 19-point deficit with no points on the board yet. And there you go. There's the 19. And that's just a tough hole to climb out of. Not impossible for sure, but as I mentioned, the thing that I think Kansas City is lacking right now is, as we've seen some of these other games, just that pure speed, that pure athleticism, that X-factor type of player that could get you back into this game. And if they have it, they need to unleash that now, because this is the moment that they need to just put something into this game and get back in before it becomes too late and the hole gets a little bit bigger for him to climb out of.
And just to follow up a little more on Wendling, as Depperschmidt picks it up and it's played out near the edge. Wendling's a guy who's a massive part of that USA Eagles 7 side for head coach Zach Test. He's a Northwest product out of Seattle, Central Washington. They produce so many players. We talked about Lindenwood in Central Washington. How about that pass right on the mark now? And here goes the length and the size and the speed of Preston Hammerschmidt. He'll kick, he'll chase. Can he get to it? Kicks it one more time. Getting to it and getting it down. What a great individual effort from the young man they call Presto. Preston Hammerschmidt extending the lead for St. Louis.
That was exceptional stuff from Preston Hammerschmidt on the outside. Take a look. Great pass over the top. Steps back in, and then look at all those red jerseys closing in on him. Sees that sweeper in the backfield and then chips it over the top with his left foot. Has to do one more dribble, and then it sits up nicely for him at the back of that end zone. Great job by Preston Hammerschmidt, who I think was calling for a sub after that play, man. Needed himself a breather.
Yeah, 2 pretty plays. Wendling the previous try. That one coming in the 8th minute. Hammerschmidt there catching his wind, as you said, Mike, in the 10th minute. And St. Louis extending this to a 26-point lead here. Again, one of the clubs that's in this thing that I think there's a lot of people that would pick St. Louis and say, yes, they can win it. I think they're one. Nova certainly won. Old Blues won. And I think maybe some would say Belmont Shore. I was watching the show last night that Ryan Ginty and Lance Kavanaugh and all the crew were on. Rob Hammerschmidt, Preston's father. And I know Belmont Shore came up once in that conversation. I would say those would be the 4, maybe a 5th one in there. Is there a wild card, or do you feel those are the 4 that have the best chances and odds of winning this thing?
I think I stand by some of that in terms of going into it. But, again, you never know, right? Like, anything can happen in 7s. And I think what you're seeing right now is Nova and Old Blue have really shown their cards as far as just that raw athleticism that they offer. And no discredit to St. Louis, who's busted this game open surely with a 26-0 win. But I think just a bit more of grit from St. Louis from what we've seen so far, right? Like, they just seem to have a bit more grind to them than some of these other teams that we've seen who just have some serious flair. I mean, that Old Blue side was just straight up flair and everything they did, and in a good way, not necessarily in a bad way. Hustle from them.
Yep.
You know, Mondaza was hustling back and forth all over the field. But so far from St. Louis, I mean, they've really just, again, I think that they're a quality side. I think they've really put a stamp on the opening piece of this tournament. I mean, to be up 26-0, they'd be the first team to hang on to a shutout so far, right, if they can do so. So that would be a big statement for them.
Yeah, well said. And, you know, another area I'm looking at is glancing at my score sheet. 4 different try scores. They can hit you from anywhere, it seems like, with the St. Louis side. I think from what you and I've seen so far, I suppose you'd certainly say it about Old Blue because they hit you all over the place with the 40-plus they put up. But those are the teams that are so dangerous. They can hit you. All 7 guys are threats, I guess is my point, Mike.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And as you get a look here at Feeks going through the line, a bit of a gallop, as he goes in. I mean, just adding insult to injury at this point. St. Louis adding another score here. And so this Midwestern battle is going to fall in their favor for St. Louis. But this is going to get exciting. It's going to get, when you start trimming this down into tomorrow's knockout stages, this is where it gets a lot of fun. I mean, you see the opening games here, but this takes a lot out of you. I mean, look at it. Look at it now. It's going to be your conditioning. How well conditioned are you to just persevere through this tournament? How healthy can you stay? Are all your players staying eligible, stay on the field? There's no discipline issues, right? Like, there's a lot that can factor into the next 24 to 36 hours, whatever it is, of game time. 24 to 48 hours of game time. But, we've seen some teams so far really put their hand up in terms of quality so far, Ben.
Sure have. And right now, a 31-point lead in this match is St. Louis going to open pool at play with a resounding victory here against Kansas City. Again, the first time that Kansas City, the Reds, have ever been here this championship weekend in 7s. They've been playing rugby as a club for over 60 years, 15 side. They'd love to get one here and get on the board and avoid the donut on the scoreboard, and they're going to do just that. They'll get their first points here on the weekend. Still 2 more matches in pool play. This one goes down, and the Reds are on the board. It's 31-5.
You can't help but cheer for the Reds in this situation. Yep. It's obviously going to be too little, too late, but there we go, down the sideline, straight underneath the posts. Kansas City has put up quite a fight against the quality St. Louis side. They've earned themselves a score and no donut on the scoreboard, but quite an uphill battle for them in this first game of the tournament.
So Blue Kaplinger getting the Kansas City Reds try here. That conversion, a 24-point difference here as we hit the final 30 seconds in the match. Once we're done, I'll turn it over to Darian Lovelace. Mike, you're sticking around for one with her. And then I'll see you in a couple of more hours for our next block of matches on the men's side. The St. Louis Bombers bombs away in the opening pool play match here in Pool F. They defeat the Kansas City Reds 31-7 here in Pool F.
Welcome back, everyone. A lot of heart demonstrated just then in that last game. We saw Kansas City come back after Ben Holden got off of the mic. And now it's time for Mystic River versus APEC Sevens. Joined here with me today is Mike Petrie. Mystic River, a fan favorite going into it, but APEC Sevens really has banded together. I think that the only state they don't have on their roster is Massachusetts, which is kind of ironic. But a lot of talent across this Apex 7 side.
That's absolutely wild. What a statement to the Apex side to just bring in a number of players from all over the place. That's a lot of fun. Makes for a little bit of a challenge, though. There's so many different styles out there, Darian, right? Like, and you're bringing everybody in to play together. For them to take a run through this tournament with such a motley crew, that would be quite something.
Looks like Apex Sevens is going to be the ones to kick us off here. They're going to be in the white. And Apex Sevens brought together by Rugby Player Connect, an account that's been bringing together rugby players, and now they've got their own select side here. So we get set to take this one underway. But building the suspense is Apex Sevens. And we are underway. Hit goes deep at the 22. A nice spin move, though, instantly from Everts. Gets them some speed. Well within their half. They move the ball to the right, and they've got space to burn here. Already things opening up for Mystic River. Defense, good to get back, though. They might have won this one, and that's quite the defensive stance, Mike.
Great start from both sides. I mean, you've seen action on both sides of it, from turnovers to track downs. So Mystic River, good opportunity, but stifled by Apex, and here they go. First possession for them. Let's see what they can do with it.
And Apex already using the width now. The turnover looks good, as does the line break, but the chase down comes in from Martinez Tapia. Ball still within the hands of Apex, and they're closer now to the try zone. Ball movement looks good. It's getting a bit close on that edge here. The Fend is getting them over the 5, and they are banging at the door. Eyes are up. Looks like somebody might have gotten caught offsides. That's Mystic River, and instantly they get over the top. Apex scores first.
And that's a big start for Apex, as you see a yellow card handed out to Mystic River. So they'll play shorthanded a little bit, and here's why. He doesn't get back 10, tries to make that stop. So not only does Apex score, but now Mystic River is going to be playing shorthanded for a few, as one of their players is given the first yellow card that I've seen so far, Darian, in this bracket of competition. So a tough start for Mystic River in that regard.
Yeah, that's not something that you want to be known for as being the first of in any tournament, but it looks like that might have been Patrick Brennan for Mystic River going down and having a seat after getting caught on the offsides, and Mystic River starting to crumble a bit against Apex and their pressure.
Yeah, that pressure from Apex has been pretty good so far. Again, Mystic River, though, they took that first kickoff, if you recall, and they did a really nice job, bit of a pirouette on this near touchline, just in this similar spot. But Apex gets right on it and gets possession right back off the kickoff.
And possession now really dominating this game. Ball nearly gets lost, but luckily it goes backwards for Apex. And now Mystic River is throwing in everything they have. Looks like the ball got dropped. And it'll go back to that original advantage, but Apex holding them strong as they kind of bleed out this yellow card.
And you can see the Mystic River players a little bit confused. And I think, Darren, I got to be honest, I might have been too. That looked like possession was held by Apex. And then in that bit of a breakdown situation, they dropped it forward. But the play stays with possession to Apex. And so we're on to the next job, first set piece of the game. Scrum time for Apex. Let's see what they can do as far as a strike move out of this.
Apex trying to move the ball wide. They get stuck at that center position there. A bit of missed timing might have worked well for them. But the pass goes a bit high, and Mystic River keep the pressure on. Now, trying to force them to cut back inside. They do. The arms are free, and he just can't get it away. Tro. A nice little spin move on through. The speed is there. Is the finish? Is the gas? Oh, the Fend is what did it. Right across the top is none other than Coop Jackson.
And Jackson finishes off for Apex. And that's where that yellow card hurts Mystic River. So you see here, they're just playing one short of a player. And you see there's some striped jerseys in pursuit. And when you are leaving that gap on the outside, you just get stretched a little bit too thin. They slip off a few tackles, and Apex capitalizes. And you mentioned the pressure that they've kept this Mystic River side under so far. And I think that that's what's been the key thing for Apex as they've gotten the opening 2 scores, is just continued pressure on this Mystic side.
Yeah, and possession really making a difference there. The point of possession always starts at the kickoff, and we've seen Mystic River struggle a little bit. So we'll see if Apex hit the same spot. They do. It goes over the head, though, center pitch. It might have had too much gas. Was that just enough? Mike, it stays in. And so we're going to go for a setback all the way at the 50. And that's an error, the first one of its kind probably, by Apex. They go quickly, instantly quick tap off the 50. And now Mystic River finding some hope here. Jackson Everts moves it back inside to Jaron Panther, and Jaron Panther finishes the job for Mystic River.
What a sequence that time from Mystic River. I mean, straight to the mark, sidestep, makes 2 defenders miss. And then how about this one-handed grab from Panther to just bring this one home. And that's exactly the break that Mystic River needed. We mentioned they hadn't had much possession. They had been under a lot of pressure, and that's what they needed. They capitalized on a mistake off the kickoff from Apex, right to midfield, pep in their step, bit of energy behind them, and they get their opening points of this tournament.
And Panter, the hero for Mystic River here in the first half, he converts that try. So now 7-12 and the ball game much closer. And Mystic River now might have gotten that yellow card back on. So we'll see if they're at full strength. A bit of delay in game here as we get set back up. As substitutes start to take the field. And Mike, this is a long tournament, so the importance of coaches knowing when to throw in the subs is going to be key, starting especially on game 2.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Player management over the course of this weekend is critical. It was a comment I made earlier. You know, no matter how good a team looks in game 1, you've got to keep everybody healthy. You've got to have the conditioning to go the full distance. And you got to keep everybody on the field. I think Mystic River learned that lesson pretty quickly with giving up that yellow card. You can't have players off the field and play shorthanded in a game like this. Too much can happen too quickly. And having one player short, there's just so much space out there on the field. A good team will just punish you for it very quickly.
Yeah, and punishing themselves was Mystic River on that kickoff. They don't make it the full 10, and so Coop Jackson, the try scorer, he goes ahead and gives a tap, throws up a pass. It's got way too much time in the air, but not needing it is Apex. Smart play that comes in there. He holds it in while Ebert, and so now they can go ahead and set the foundation. Counter ruck, though, at the edge is really making a difference here for Mystic River, and Apex do well. The 7-up defense, forcing them to go back in the pass. Now they've got to make something happen on the edge. Does it work? It's tough stuff, but still it gets close to the sideline there at the 40. And the error might have happened just then, just there. Mystic River, their defense holding tough against the Apex. Looks like that's going to bring us to half. 7-12, Apex leading, but the second half is really going to tell, like you said, Mike, the conditioning that these players have. We'll be right back.
Most girls are smart and strong and beautiful. Most girls work hard, go far, we are unstoppable. Most girls are fight to make every day. No two are the same. I wanna be like, I wanna be like.
So actually, before I started playing rugby, I was just a cheerleader for my high school, and I was very shy, nervous, and being around teammates. Rugby is a very accepting sport. I wasn't embarrassed about my body or anything. People really welcome you and actually like take your strengths and weaknesses and work with you to like make you a better person and player.
You hit each other and then you're friends.
Yeah. I really like the camaraderie of it, and like the game is just so physical and it's fun.
Definitely try it. Like you maybe don't think you're the strongest, but once you go out and like you hit someone, that adrenaline is so amazing.
Yeah, I could go for some of that.
Welcome back, everybody. Glad you tuned in right around that time. Mike was about to tell you what his favorite pastime is, but these players here on the pitch, favorite pastime for them is definitely playing sevens here. We're in the second half of this match. Mystic River is down 7-12, but they're back at full strength after a yellow card at minute 5. And right now, I mean, anybody can flip the thing on this, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how important this game is. It's been an arm wrestle for both of these teams. Every game counts, and in sevens, every second counts because the game can turn so quickly. And what we've seen is just a back and forth between these two teams, putting pressure on each other. And I think that'll continue into this half. Right now, Apex has had the upper hand, but don't count out Mystic River. They've shown that they can turn this game on a dime very quickly. That try by Panther, quick tap in the middle of the field. They have some key sparks in their team, and if they can get them lit in this second half, they can turn the game around.
Yeah, a spark that was just needed for Mystic River is Apex decided to play it before it went 10 and then knocked it on. So now they get scrum time within the 50 on the left-hand side. Mystic River now with the put-in. Off of that set piece, they want to dance a little bit in the middle. The width is good, but is the pass? It's not. It bounces once, bounces twice, gets out of bounds, and then a set piece play goes in favor of Apex with the line out.
And again, as you mentioned, just two critical mistakes early in this second half. The first by Apex to cough it over to Mystic, and then Mystic handing it right back to them with that big looping pass over the top. Just a little bit too much. You want to stretch the defense. You want to get some width to your attack and really take them sideline to sideline and force them to move. But sometimes you throw those balls a little bit too far in the air. Ball gets caught up in the wind, sails a little bit in a way you don't want it to. It behaves a little bit differently, and that can cause you more problems than it's worth.
Yeah, there are a lot of things I think that you want to do in rugby, but then you put yourself under immense pressure with the fatigue. And then that's really whenever the difference makers kind of show up. So we'll see who has the gas to go ahead and be a difference maker for both of these sides. The defense, though, being the difference maker for Mystic River, they win it. It looks like for Apex, for a not rolling penalty, it's unfortunate. And so they're now going to play some phases. Everybody set to the right here. Moving the ball quickly. Looks like they want to get it to the edge. Nice footwork there, and no wonder they want to get it there. Over the 50 they go. And he's not held, still keeping the legs going. Oh, there was room on the blind side. They choose to go to the left. And now the defensive launch that comes in from Mystic River, sending those two players on that bit really without even having to touch the player was what got that error from Apex.
Yeah, and that was just great line speed in the middle of the field from Mystic River. And as we mentioned, this has really just been an arm wrestle back and forth. Couple of mistakes by both teams. Neither really able to turn the game around in their favor very quickly, as we've seen throughout this tournament so far. So we're kind of static here with just a one-score lead for Apex. So too close for comfort for them. Mystic River, though, possession around midfield, attacking options on both sides of this set piece. Let's see what they can do with it.
Yeah, 3 minutes gone here in this second half, and I feel like we've played a lot of rugby just within this 10-meter channel. So we'll see who becomes the one to win the wrestle here. Dropping the shoulder, the contact is good, and it's a big collision that happens on the right side. Apex win that big one off of a not releasing penalty, and the arm wrestle, the physicality that you just said on that edge.
And you talk about dropping the shoulder there. Mystic River dropped their shoulder into contact, but they spun that ball into that wide channel. We talked about it started around midfield at a set piece, but you've got to get support to those wide channels. If you're going to swing the ball to the outside channel and you're going to go one-on-one, great defensive work from Apex. If you're Mystic River, you've got to win your ball back. You got to remember you got several players stretched across the other side of the field. Just not enough urgency from them to get the ball back in their hands. And so here we go. Apex with possession, and they choose the scrum option.
Some substitutes also rolling in for both sides here as they wage war. Trying to get through. They get bottled up a bit in the middle there, but again, a not rolling away penalty against Mystic River buys Apex some more possession. Not being able to make it to the edge, she goes back to the right. Again, the not rolling, and we're getting close to maybe getting in some trouble. A good talking to, Mike.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. You took the words right out of my mouth. That's 2 in a row for the same thing. Next one surely would be a yellow card. So pressure right now Mystic River is under immense amount of it, and that ball kicked into their backfield, but they recover it nicely.
Yeah, you were talking about Shirley, and I was like, Shirley, there's no way that he could finish that one. That one would be a moment. But unfortunately, kicks right now just not finding hands. And then finally, Apex come away with it. They choose to go to the boot again. It's slick for them. They do field this one. And he tries to play it backwards. And Mystic River, a second yellow card for them.
And that's devastating for Mystic. We talked about they were under pressure. Both teams kicking the ball up ahead into space. And again, the arm wrestle continues. Not a lot of points on the board in this game. A lot of tired bodies as you see some players bent over there, some with hands on head. And I think it just shows you just how much of a shift they've put into this game so far. With just about a minute remaining, we're about to hit that 13-minute mark. And Mystic River right now in a 5-point hole and playing with one player down. Tough spot for them to be in.
Yeah, and you've got to wonder, time right now expiring. So will this just stay as it is, 7-12? An error on the outside turns that ball over, and being on the defensive end, Apex get a penalty. And time is, like you said, second by second, sevens is played.
That's a big penalty in favor of Mystic River. They kick up field, but they miss touch, and that is crucial. That is a crucial error. They needed to put that one out and advance upfield off that set piece.
And you can probably just feel it too. It should have been a head shake, an ankle tap tackle. And now it's a foot race. Mystic River get it. They're under a lot of pressure, though, and being able to shake it off was Sierra. Sierra flings one up, a Hail Mary, if you will. Mystic River now chooses to take it on in a 1v2. And he maintains possession. Mystic River now feeling a bit hopeful. The attack working for them, but a knock on right there at the 50 from River Hansen. Gets it back to Apex, and honestly, you've got to wonder if it's close to last play.
And yeah, the referee just said it, last play coming now. So we're over the 14-minute mark. Mystic River there almost had a game-breaker moment. Just one miscue away. They coughed that ball up in contact and knocked it on. So this is it. You got to imagine Apex not going to want to mess around with this too much, and they're just going to want to secure this win. And you could see pointing off the field already. Win this ball cleanly and end this game if you're Apex.
Yeah, that's it. I think that the coaching staff is probably saying it to you word for word. They do get it close to the sideline. Go ahead and kick that one out. So Apex 12-7 over Mystic River. After some ill discipline, we'll switch back to the women's side. We've got more left to come all day, every day for rugby. Next Level Rugby, we'll be bringing it to you, Mike. You'll be back on the microphone, Mike, later. So stay with us.